Well, we're live. So say hello.
We're live.
Hello.
I think so.
Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
No Premier League footy tonight. A delve into League One. Port Vale, Stockport County will be the watch along. Obviously be on in the background as we get through all the weekend's football events. Some big talking points. Obviously, there's going to be a lot to come out of the weekend's fixtures, I think, for many reasons. Certainly for footballing reasons alone. I'm not sure this VAR is actually helping anybody. The amount of time you see decisions overturned. And then the opposite side of that is, a big club getting a decision and, they don't go back and look at it. I mean, Man United's goal against Brighton, prime case in point for me. If that's Brighton scoring against Man United, I think VAR goes back, intervenes with the foul. Luke Shaw clearly pulls the player back and overturns that goal.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But we've seen recently it's how long they hold the shirt for is now given, and who makes that rule up? Who determines how long the shirt tug is a foul or not? To me, if shirt tug is a shirt tug and it's a foul, they're saying it wasn't doing it for long enough. Do you know what I mean? It's just like...
So it's the same as we got into with the thing the other day. The rate wasn't long enough.
That's what I mean, yeah.
So it's either a foul or it's not a foul. I mean, did you see the Everton game? Did you see Jake O'Brien's header?
Yeah.
You obviously had Iliman and Diaye and Jack Grealish in around the keeper there.
Yeah. I think that's one of them ones where we've seen that happen quite a few times. It's a foul. Even Moise Mountain said, we've seen the replay, it's a foul in the modern game. He's classed as interfering. So, but they're always consistent with that, really, though. If you're in and around a keeper and you block keeper from moving and you're in an offside position, they always give fouls.
What was interesting, I think, is Keith Hackett's got his own TikTok or social media account, the referee.
Dinosaur,
and he seemed to think it should have stood, the O'Brien
he's a
one.
Dinosaur, that's why.
At the time, I felt it was, in the modern game, there was no way they weren't going to look at that VAR and overturn it. But also... the Everton have had no luck this year with VAR, and think back to the opening day of the season, the Tarkowski decision. It's been really really bad on Everton. But also, let's be honest, I think Everton, 3-0 definitely flattered Spurs for me. I know Spurs are a half decent side, especially away from home. They've shown up at the Etihad against Man City early on in the season. They're doing a lot of their best work away from home under Thomas Frank, and rightly sit in the Champions League places. But also, if that goal, does stand and the ref sees a slightly different way, or VAR doesn't interfere there,
it's a different game. Then
Everton were, honestly, I don't think Everton were that bad. Yet we still lack certain departments, but there's a lot to like about our wide players. I think Ndiaye gets you off your seat and it's really exciting. And obviously Grealish adds that bit of quality that I think.
That first 20 minutes of the second half, you look real good.
Everyone's out for about half an hour, to be fair.
Yeah, we're still a few players away. I mean, look, from Everton's perspective, I think the thing for me was talking to you in the week building in, talking about England's chances at the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen on Sunday at the Fortress Hill Dickinson, which is obviously gone now, so we just have to call it the Bramley Moore Super Stadium, that Pickford is vulnerable. You can get at Pickford. I mean, I think at least one of those goals, some will argue, the first ball, he gets caught in no man's land trying to come for it, obviously headed back or shoulder back across from Bentancur, and an easy finish for Van der Ven. But I think the
Van der Ven one where he's held
the one where it's whipped under the bar. I think he's got to do a lot better.
That's the one for me. I called straight away. I looked at it and thought he's got to be stronger, but he's not that. He's not a physical keeper, Pickford. He never has been.
For me, that is the flaw that I think stops
in being a top keeper.
No, stops England winning a World Cup. I'm not just blaming it at Jordan, by the way, but I'm saying, when I look across that back line, even everyone's going on about John Stones. Yeah, John has been a great player. But again, sliding him into midfield the other day, he's a centre-half playing in midfield.
Yeah,
and City, from being quite commanding in terms of their opening start of the game, I thought there was no way City weren't ever going to win that game. But then, all of a sudden, they just start getting a little bit too clever, a little bit too complicated, as I say. John Stone's a great defender, has been. But there's a complete different world to being a really good centre midfielder, to being a top centre midfielder. Yet you can pop in there. Yet you can, you can go in there for a small spell in a game or for a couple of games if you're doing a firefighting mission. But you don't really want that to be where your team ends up. And as City are finding out, you know, at the minute, I think the Premier League has played right into Arsenal's hands, and everyone's moaning at Arsenal. You know, Eze gets a goal against Palace there, second phase of set play. Yeah. Everyone's going on about how boring they are and all the stats and all that. But who cares? The 5 points clear, and you know, they look like they can find many ways to win a game, especially if they don't play well, because they've got that set play threat. And I think if Arsenal were to go on and win the league from here, I think you're talking about possibly, you know, Gabriel being PFA Player of the Year.
Yeah. I wouldn't argue with Gabriel PFA Player of the Year, because he will be that influential, as you said, if they do go on and win it, because I can see them doing it, but it's going to be the set plays, and it's going to be a massive play in this league. Whoever goes on to be the top four, never mind win the league. I mean, we've seen Arsenal now top of the league, but they're 17th in open goal league goals from open play. 17th in the league.
Does that suggest that, you know, those stats are slightly overvalued?
Oh,
you know,
stats are overvalued.
Yeah, it's great to score open play goals, but we're seeing now with, you know, you watch a Liverpool game, Brentford with that long throw in, Coyote, is it? That's his name, the fullback.
Yeah.
You know, that's a fucking weapon, that, you know. But again, when Tony Pulis was rolling this out and Rory Delap, it was fucking looked down upon, and Wenger were criticising it. And Wenger, you know, at the time sounds very much like Arne Slot. That does at the minute.
Yeah.
Do you know they've checked? Is it Arne Slot? Is it spelled S-L-O-T? Because some people are saying Arne Slut, S-L-U-T. Because your defence is that open at the minute. They call them Arne OnlyFans Slut.
It's like Bonnie Blue's legs, our defence at the minute.
God,
it's bad. It's so bad. But, you know, it's that old saying, isn't it? Einstein said, isn't he? You know, the sign of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting change, and that's what Slot's doing. He's doing the same thing over and over again.
Or if you've just suffered from the disease of success.
No, I don't think so. I think there's a lot of factors have come into play. That's not just Liverpool. A couple of teams have been affected. A couple of teams have sort of gone, fucking hell, what's going on here? The change in style of play this season compared to last season is so dramatic. From it, I've seen Spurs and Everton with long throw-ins. I never thought I'd ever see Everton, the School of Science, doing long throws, and Spurs. I just never thought I'd see it.
You're not been paying attention to David Moyes, lad.
But I'm seeing it, and I'm seeing that. I read the stats. 11 teams in the Premier League now deploy that long throw, and it's killing teams, especially like Liverpool. It's blindsided Slot. He's rolled his dice, he's laid his stall out, and he's built his team around this small, technical, very good player in Vert, but he's not physical, he's not strong, he's not good in the air. And we bought the fullbacks.
I think Vert is copping the brunt of it, but I don't think it's just Vert.
No, I'm not saying it's just Vert. I'm saying our team, Slot has gone for this 4-2-3-1 with Vert as the spearhead of our team, and now he's not. We're not physical or strong enough. We're getting steamrolled in the middle. We got Curtis Jones, McAllister, Gravenberch, even Szoboszlai. You can say none of them are physically imposing, or they're just ball carriers. They're just box to box midfielders. They haven't got look at Onana, Steve Villa, outstanding. No, big, powerful, strong midfielder, but bullying the team. That's why City got beat. And that's why Liverpool are getting beat.
Yeah, I think that the league has. The fashion's come round now where you're forced to defend your box. I mean, you're seeing Notts Forest, who've been struggling all season, concede from set plays again in terms of direct from a corner. They've had an Achilles heel, you know, with Anjan. Obviously, that'll carry into Dyche at the minute till they fix it with defending the set play. But before yesterday's game at Bramley Moor, Everton hadn't conceded the set play goal. And obviously ship 2, like London buses, ship 2 on the same night. Just a couple of guys on the chat here. Mike Smith, is it Mark Smith? Where's he just put in there? Someone just put they were tuning in from Bogota.
He's in Bogota, Mark Smith.
Mark Smith tuning
from
in.
Bogota.
Right, Bogota.
Colombia.
Mark Smith, so cheers lad, I don't know what you're doing out there, but fair play to you for tuning in.
Yeah, I might have lived there for 6 months, didn't
You've replied to him. I didn't even notice that. In terms of other notable results at the weekend, I think Man United beating Brighton is a huge step in the right direction for them. I still think, as I say, there's holes in that Man United team, but Brighton have had the number, certainly at Old Trafford the last couple of occasions, and you know, while it was scared him a little bit off and puffing at times in that game, you know, you also have to give them credit for beating, you know, a Brighton team that has been a bit of an Achilles heel for them. But I still think they've got loads to go. You know my feelings on Amarin. He is getting a little bit of confidence in the side. He is getting a little bit of momentum now, and we have to say the win against Sunderland, based on Sunderland's win at Stamford Bridge on Saturday, you know, is Frank's the form now. Not only have they gone to Anfield and won, which fucking anyone can do at the minute, obviously just gutted we aren't playing this at the minute. Everton, the derby's not next week, but also, you know, the fact that Man United have gone there and won. yeah, fine. The fact that Man United have gone there and won, the fact that, you know, Man United have then obviously gone and got a good win against Brighton, which have been a tricky team for them. I just think that'll settle that group down, because he was severely floating, and you have to give Sir Jim Ratcliffe credit, because he come out and said he's my man for 3 years, and since then they haven't looked back really, United.
I don't think that this might be a purple patch for me.
Well, it could well be, yeah.
I watched Liverpool at Anfield, and they beat us, but that was the worst United team. That was a worse team than when we beat them 7-0. I think personally.
Yeah, well, that's a mad statement. Man United fans in the chat, Liverpool fans in the chat, do you agree with Skid Mark?
I think that's the worst United team I've seen at Anfield. That it was so bad. I mean, the 7-0
so
game
the
was
team that beat
mistake.
you the other Sunday, you think is a worse team than the ones that you beat 7-0?
Yeah, I think the first half, every week played into their hands every time they broke, looked like they were going to score, but the passing and just the whole team, I just didn't like the I don't know if the chemistry is the right word. I just didn't like that United team at all. I thought they were crap. Well, we were worse, obviously, because we got beat, but I thought
listen, they're certainly moving in the right direction. 3 wins on the spin.
Yeah, that's
they're moving up the table. Stats, since the international break, I think Man United have been the one side that's really kicked on. Obviously, Arsenal have kicked right onto the top of the table, but everyone else has kind of lost pace, or, you know, looked like they were moving in the right direction, and then, you know, weren't in terms of City from their performance against Villa. You know, I thought City would have the extra, 24 hours, 48 hours of rest there. You know, Villa not in a great vein of form. I thought City would go there and get the job done. But credit to Villa. I thought Villa, some big performances there. I mean, you know, they have got the nucleus of a really good squad there, Villa. But also, if you're Man City, you've got to be disappointed not getting anything there.
Yeah, and I think that's why the league this season is going to be absolutely wide open. I mean, I've seen TalkSport tweet yesterday like something about Liverpool a threat of relegation or something. I was just thinking, usually, like, we're 1 point ahead of Chelsea and 1 point behind Man City, so it's like this, just the league's just nuts this year.
Well, we've got to accept, with Sunderland going to Stamford Bridge and winning 17 points now, you got to accept that. We said, the 3 teams that come up will be the same. It'll be 9 out of 9. It'll be the 3 teams that go down. We have to accept now. Sunderland are nearly halfway there. You know, 1 more win, they're halfway there. 40 points will keep it up this year.
Looking at Sunderland, they're not going down.
Well, also, you're looking at it going, you know, Leeds beating West Ham 2-0 at Ellen Road on Friday night.
Wolves
obviously,
dropping.
Burnley beating Wolves. Haven't been 2-0 up, Wolves back in the game. Burnley beating them. I'm going to say we could end up with 2 kind of Premier League establishment kind of teams going out of the division here. Could Forest go out of the division? Could West Ham go out of the division? I fancy Wolves. I think they'll, you know, seeing the aftermath of the game where, I fancy Wolves
to go down,
to go and change the manager.
Oh,
again, it's what they do, isn't it? I mean, they may well stay up, but I'm saying what they usually do, Wolves, is spin the wheel just before January and obviously
get a few little names.
Just change the impetus. I mean, it looked like the manager was going over to defend the players at the weekend. They were arguing with some of the fans, and then ended up in a bit of a spat with the fans. That's never looks good. And then seeing, you know, an established player and a Portuguese international as Jose Sá, the goalkeeper outside the stadium, looked like he was having a bit of a ding dong with the fans. So, you know, we also understand that fans, you know, care loads about the club and do, you know, have the right to show that kind of frustration when they don't think people are pulling the weight. And again, I think we're seeing it more and more now with the rise of, you know, every fan having its own fan channel and everyone having a YouTube channel, etc. That, you know, people go looking for this content and this confrontation with players as if players don't care. You know, just because they're getting paid what they're getting paid, players still absolutely hate losing. Players do not want to get relegated at all from football leagues or football clubs. Don't want to have that on your CV. So it's never great to see, but I don't think this fella at Wolves has got long left, and it does again point to, you know, poorly run club. You know, Fosand investments and selling of Wolves' best players season on, season out has ultimately cost them. They've gone from having a really good side with some great talent in the side to lots of prospects that it looks like they're just using to farm on and hopefully just stay in the Premier League every year.
Well, you can't keep selling your main players every transfer window and expect to stay in the league. You just can't. It's going to bite you in the arse soon, and that's what Wolves are finding out now. That they're going down. I think Wolves. That's
they're going to go. Yeah.
I don't think they've got enough.
Well, we're looking at it going. What if Sunderland stay up? That's one established side going down.
Yeah.
West Ham are in a pickle at the minute. I mean, Nuno, you think we'll get a tune out and we'll turn it round.
Yeah, I do.
But again, they're in free fall at the minute. They're not looking. Leeds beating them at home. Leeds will be looking at that going, got to win, got to get something. Got to start getting points on the board, especially them home games and a kind of relegation threatened team coming. So for Leeds to win that, I think is massive. West Ham need to start putting points on the board because if you start getting an audible position come January, you mightn't get the best choice of what little might be available in that window.
Yeah, I know, but think there's still a long season ahead. We're having 9 games in, aren't we? So let's just... Still time for Everton to get right into a relegation battle.
Joseph Robertson, a West Ham fan in the chat, he is saying Mavropanos and Tedibo, nobody anywhere could make centre-halves out of them two. So they must be Tom Kite. I mean, I haven't seen some of the investments West Ham have made, but when you look at the side, they don't strike me as a West Ham team. I don't go, do you know what? They're going to have a right fucking dig. They're going to have a right fight. They've got a bit of edge to them from a physical perspective. They look like a group of mercenaries just bolted together based on the deals that they could get done. And that does point towards, where the West Ham fans are being frustrated, which is, they're looking into the boardroom, they're looking at the running of the club and they're saying, not only have we moved to this, grey elephant of a stadium, but also we haven't got any in our team that we can get excited about for the future. It looks like we're just putting,
square pegs and round holes.
Yeah, every season though.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing Graham Potter in, and you go, Graham Potter for West Ham, like that never struck me as a West Ham manager. Nuno, to be fair, does. I think they've got the right manager here.
Who's making the decisions though?
I don't know anymore. I don't know. It must be. It must still be David Sullivan. He must still, he's still massive majority shareholder, isn't he? So he must still be involved in the day-to-day. It's just, I don't know where he's at. I haven't heard him interviewed or spoke to for a period.
Who's making football decisions, not business decisions?
Yeah, I don't know. Karen Brady's involved there, isn't she? So I don't know. I imagine they must have a scouting department, a technical department, but also, now they've got a competent manager in, they've got to kind of let him do his job. But until you get to...
I think he's good enough to keep them up. I definitely do.
Until you get to January, you can't really shuffle the pack.
Yeah.
Tonight's game, Stockport, Port Vale. Shine a bit of light onto League One. Dave Challoner, former Tranmere player, done a great job there, Charlie. Taking them up from the conference, and obviously they've kind of slipstreamed in with Wrexham and Ryan Reynolds' investment there. Mm-hmm. Wrexham and Stockport have kind of dovetailed nicely, getting from... the conference, the National League as it's known, into League One, and now trying to push on out of it. They were unlucky last year in terms of got to the playoffs, but didn't manage to get all the way there. And again, they're on a good run this season. I think 5th in the table, and you'd fancy them to beat Port Vale tonight.
Port Vale, are they 4th from bottom, are they?
Port Vale, it'll be Darren Moore's in there, former Chef Wed manager. Darren and West Brom obviously play. I think he played for Birmingham, West Brom. They are a kind of side that would just be happy, to stay in the division. I think League One survival for them would be a good season. But I think, Stockport, certainly the investment in Stockport, I think they'll be thinking about, mounting another challenge for a promotion. And certainly the way they've started this season in the home form, you wouldn't back against them.
Yeah, that was good. See that Chef Wed fans this week? They spent $200,000 in the club shop or something after, once they got into administration.
Chef Wed fans did. Well, they've got rid of Chancellor out the club, haven't they? So they've got a chance now. Talking about
fucking hell,
strange things that have gone on this week. That's the boy Nathan Lowe, who was at Walsall doing really well in the early part of last year, and then I think he moved on loan, or he went back to Stoke. And it obviously cost Walsall because they lost a bit of momentum. They were pissed in the league when he was there. But again, I didn't know he'd gone to Stockport. It'll be interesting to see how he does here tonight. I fancy Stockport tonight. I'm going to say 2-0 Stockport. Callum Conley there, he played for me at Fleetwood, good lad. He must be starting if they're showing his boat race on there. I'm going to go 2-0 Stockport.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a poor failed defeat.
You didn't even know, he doesn't even know who these teams are because they've never played Liverpool in a cup.
I just know Port Vale not. I go Stockport 3-1.
3-1, all right.
Little goal fest.
I fancy that. I fancy it.
Lehio can get the thing going. We'll have to do a goal scorer, and when we see the teams and a score, just to keep us interested.
Couple lads have got both teams to score.
Yeah, both teams to score.
Salah got a goal in all the thing. Salah was a good finish. Maybe that's
Salah's again.
Great goal.
No, yeah, great goal.
Again, classic Mo from last season.
But what happened? Yeah, but this, my point. With the Salah goal, Slot takes off Wirtz, changes the system to suit Mo Salah, puts him more central. Dominic Szoboszlai's on the right, crossing the ball in. If he didn't change it, that'd be Salah crossing the ball in. So Salah's not a right winger, he's a right forward. So trying to fit him into this 4-2-3-1, he's shit. He's not going to track back. He's not going to beat a man because he can't beat a man. He's a forward. So he's putting him in the right position and he scores a goal.
Hey, listen, simple game, innit?
It's just, yeah, but
how many more games can you lose before you start to be questioned?
I'm still, there's a
He's
lot
not
of
four
wrong.
league games.
He actually isn't wrong. No, he's like on the wind up slightly, but like
that's 6 games. He's
I'm
lost 5 of the last 6.
starting to get worried now. Like,
I'm not starting to get worried. Listen,
How
the
not?
league's
How
gone. The league's gone.
It's 7 points, isn't it?
There's no chance we're not going to win the league. Not
the way we're playing.
Not just that. Not this season. We haven't got the squad to win the league. If the league's going to be this physical and this.
Yeah.
Let's
we spent 750 million lira
on the wrong players.
On the wrong players.
Well, that's not our fault, is
Didn't
it?
say it was. It's basically rugby.
Well, like then, right, let's phone the FA. Hang on, let's bell the Premier League.
Go and bell the Premier League.
Can we start the league again? Come on, for fuck's sake, we fucking start the league again. Come on, we spend our money wrong.
They keep throwing the ball
our money
at
right.
us.
Okay, now.
No, we were shit on the weekend, but you got to say
on the weekend. This is going on for a bit longer than the weekend.
No, I didn't say it's not. I know it is because teams are fat. Just seeing Liverpool have faced the most long balls in the Prem by something like 70 odd.
Oh, sound then. Sorry, hang on.
So
Hang on. Let me just ring the Premier League again. Hello. Yeah, can you tell all the teams to stop kicking the ball long, please? Because we can't win if you do that. Please, and then start the league again. Yeah, thank you. Right, so lad, you're back. Should be back winning next week. Who've you got next?
We've got Villa at home. We've got Palace.
Yeah, you beat them.
No,
there,
got Palace on Wednesday.
Palace Wednesday.
Real
Madrid.
League Cup.
League Cup, yeah. That team for the League Cup's we're going to go out Wednesday. You know, I've heard some rumours over the team. We're getting Calvin Ramsey at right back and all kinds of stuff. I'm hearing.
Listen, if you play for Liverpool, what did Shankly say? There's 2 teams in the city. Liverpool reserves.
He wasn't wrong.
We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out.
He wasn't wrong, was he?
We will find out. Well, you did try that, didn't you, when you played us in the cup? And
someone asked before, by the way, is Skidmark slot out, but no.
No, joking, aren't you?
No. I'm
if he was to go though, like hypothetically, let's just say, like
the problem we've got hypothetically,
who would you appoint? Would it be Stevie G? Could you see Stevie G coming back?
And everyone's going to go on and say Jurgen Klopp, but we're going to get Jurgen Klopp in. It was a 4-3-3 man, and we can't play Wirtz then. So what do you do? Sell Wirtz?
So if Slot goes, you'd be going straight back for Klopp.
Yeah,
Klopp loves Wirtz.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Not Eddie Howe.
Not Eddie Howe.
Pedro Iraola.
No.
The Bournemouth manager?
No, I think he's going to go back for Klopp.
And I think the Slot's interview.
I think it's a mistake.
Klopp's interview.
I think it's a mistake because
he's not going anytime soon.
He's not going.
I know, but let's just think.
You've got to give him time to change it round. You got to give him time to fix it. You got to. You can't just say, "Oh, he's had a few bad results. Let's sack him."
Yeah, but say he starts doing an Ange, just starts having mad comms because he's already started saying mad stuff.
No, but from week 1 when he was our manager, he comes out and speaks he says too much. He says this. He talks too much tactically to the press, and he needs to shut up sometimes. Listen, just keep your nut down and get in the changes. Say, yeah, good game, crack on, move on. Stop talking about how you set up and how you done this and that, because teams are on us. Teams are going, right, okay, that's what they're doing. I'm just going to throw the ball dead hard and dead long at your cat and watch Canate close his eyes and jump dead high and miss it, and the flick onto his dwarf fullbacks, and then they score. So
obviously we always give Liverpool praise when they got Isaac signed and Ekatike, and they looked like they were down the line with Gay. You know, we were talking about, Liverpool, you were like, playing 4D chess and all that, like we're having everybody off when all the stuff was going on with Newcastle. And everyone thought at the time, the champions have just strengthened, they got stronger there. I was saying myself, I can't see how Liverpool don't win the league this year because.
I was agreeing with you. But
and then the thing is, then you see the little cracks, few results don't go your way, and then I seen a bit of an interview this week from Rui Costa. Do you remember the former AC Milan player who was
Portuguese?
He was at Benfica, and he said
that's in Figo for me. But go on.
Rui Costa, I think he was AC Milan. I think he played for Fiorentina with Batistuta. I think he ended up at AC Milan.
He did, yeah, AC.
But I think he was at Benfica in some capacity when Liverpool were first linked with Darwin Núñez, and he's done an interview saying we heard Liverpool were after Darwin Núñez, it was kind of imminent they were going to make a bid. We were expecting a bid between 40 and 45 million euros. We got in and found out Liverpool had bid 80 million euros for him.
I don't know how true this is.
And he was, what did he put here? They were hoping for 40 million and they ended up with 80 million. So
I don't know how true
it shows you that you've turned into the lotto lout. Unfortunately, you've shown, I think, a distinct lack of respect for the game, for the gods of football and gods. I think you could bulldoze and bully your way into taking, another team's best player off him and do all your skullduggery in the background, tapping them up and all that, and then. I think what you've got now is what you've reaped in the summer for your behaviour. When I look at Liverpool, I think you don't really spend money. You spend it wisely. So you can always talk about the Coutinho, the net spend and all that, because that's one of your big talking points in it, the net spend. So you're moderately, even though you spent 100 million, moderately, because your net spend's only 4 million, you still think like you're better, you're superior. It's part of the air of your arrogance as a Liverpool fan, your superiority over the rest of football fans. And then the reality of that now is you've gone from being a club that, in terms of have done it right, the net spend, to now going in there and just being loutish, like trying to buy football, trying to monopolise all the talent, striking talent, and it's actually massively backfired on you.
I think, and do you know what? I'm half blaming Slot for it because, you are right. We have tried to buy the next level Liverpool. We lost 7 players in the summer. Yeah,
but again, if you're Arnie Slot and someone's going, do you want that Versace shirt? Do you want that Armani jacket? Do you want that Balenciaga coat? Do you want that Dolce & Gabbana? You're going to go, yeah. And you're thinking, fucking hell, I don't know what I'm going to look like when I put this on. Don't know, but get it in there. Because fucking hell, this is top of the range gear. They should get in. Then you put it all on, you look right swat at Brentford. Fucking hell, get that off. Put it on again at Frankfurt. Go, fucking hell, looks not bad. It's half live in this, not bad. Put it on again, Man United game. Fucking hell, looks like I've just shit me kecks there. I think I have shit me kecks. Back.
I don't think Slat wanted them frimpong kecks.
Honest to God,
I didn't want them frimpong kecks.
It must. I don't know how you're going to explain it, because how you've spent the money, it must be driving you insane. Thinking of how much of a socialist kind of utopia Anfield is, and you're just lotto loused it right up.
I think it's blindsided Slot this league. I just think it has. I just think he's looking and go, what the fuck? All of a sudden, everyone's doing long throws and set plays and long balls and Slot. He's got a chance now. He's got a couple of games to solve it, because at the minute his team is set up to play with small technical players, and he's rolled the dice on it and spent big on it.
Next 3 though, Palace.
I'm not going to ignore you, but one of your Palace hasn't. I'm not including Palace.
Why?
Because Palace is. He's going to make 11 changes Wednesday.
Sorry, can we only include the games that I really want to include? Like, we're just going to forget some games in case it don't go our way, right? So just the ones I want to include. Yeah, I'll let you know after the results.
He's going to make 11 changes Wednesday. 11 changes.
Doesn't matter. It's a Liverpool Football Club. He's still representing.
If he doesn't make 11 changes and he makes like 3 or 4, then I've got to judge him on it. But if he makes 11 changes, I'm not even going to care about it.
So if you've only got 11 players, then is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm saying he's looking at making 11 changes on Wednesday.
How many professional players at Liverpool?
We're not going to go far in the Champions League.
No.
Why would we not want to win a cup?
How many pros at Liverpool Football Club? 55, 60 pros, professional players at Liverpool.
You're only allowed 25 in your squad.
Yeah, that's in the squad. But I'm talking about how many players have signed professional, because you've got an under 21 team there.
40, 50.
Joking, there'll be 40 in the first team group. Be, and then the ones who will be on YTS are actually talking about signed professionals. So at the end of the day, if you sign professional forms at Liverpool Football Club, should be capable of playing in the League Cup.
I think so, but I'm not going to judge you on that 11. He makes 11 changes. I'm just not. I'm going to judge it on Villa. I'm going to judge it on Real Madrid. I'm going to judge it on whoever we got next after that.
Talking about Real Madrid, it was El Clasico at the weekend.
I watched that. Did you watch it?
I didn't. I was flipping over. I seen a little bit of it, but I ended up watching the UFC.
It was a decent game. I don't think either team. I mean, Real Madrid can be got at this season 100%.
Real Madrid won the game 2-1.
Yeah.
As I spoke about a few weeks back when you were getting hysterical about Jude Bellingham, I said, listen, don't worry. He'll end up getting back in for Real Madrid. He'll score a couple of goals in big games.
Tap in merchant though.
It doesn't matter. It's still there. It's still Jude Bellingham scoring the winner in El Clasico against Barcelona, which is a game that will have been watched all around the world. Does anybody know how Jude Bellingham played in the game? Nope. All we know is he scored the winner.
Well, I watched him and he played all right.
But I'm saying, I haven't watched a game.
Yeah,
all I know is Jude Bellingham's got the winner again. So fucking doesn't matter whether he plays shit or brilliant. He just goes, I've got the headlines again. All around the world, every newspaper, there's Jude Bellingham with his Adidas on going, cough at that, you dickheads.
Yeah.
Fucking have a bowl of that. Fucking dickheads.
Vinny got the Shepherds, though.
Vinny got the Shepherds. Weren't happy at all.
Weren't happy.
But also,
there
was a few getting the Shepherds. I seen Sancho get the double Shepherds against City.
Is that gone out?
Blanked Ross Barkley coming on. So Ross Barkley can't be happy with that. And then blanked Unai Emery going off. So, and let's be honest, he is shit. I don't know anyone's paid that much money for Sancho. He's fucking crap.
We haven't spoke about Sancho.
He is crap, let's be honest. How was anybody paid 100 million for Sancho?
Do you know what's happened with Sancho? Have you read about him?
I've heard this little thing about he's meant to be going out with some American rapper lady who's someone's come out and said she's an escort or a Brago.
Yeah. So the bird who was with her is kind of like a fucking pimp.
Yeah.
And
hang on, is this all alleged? Where's all this
come from? The screenshots have come out.
Yeah, but this is AI. Fucking hell, you know about AI. Cops for me every day. Never mind the screenshots. You can easily do that.
I've been listening to some American rapper podcasts and they're on it as well. They're like saying, yeah, that's a game.
Have you?
Yeah.
Wonder why you're sucking your teeth when you walked there before.
Fuck off.
So what's going on then?
So basically, Sancho was being paying for her to come over and be with him and kind of like pretend to be his bird and that.
All right.
And then she's like saying, well, because the text were between this tweet, is her name Tweety? What's her name?
Sweetie.
And
she is Sweetie.
Sweetie and this other woman who's like a pimp, and it's like saying, how much does Sancho usually spend on his girls and stuff? Like, you can get 300 off him or something. It's just like, it's been nuts.
I just don't get. I've never seen anything from him ever.
Maybe on 350 big ones as well.
There was a little spell. Sorry, there was a little spell at Dortmund where you thought, he's got something, this kid, and then I just don't know what's happened to him. Don't know what's the. If you lose your, you see with Dele Alli, if you lose your mind at that level or you lose your focus a little bit, it can't help him getting subbed on and then subbed off on the Sky game. Like, and obviously he's fucking. I could see him coming off fuming, but also they were trying to grind the results out against City. City were coming on like a steam train, and you couldn't have, from Villa's perspective, any passengers out there. Sancho was blown for tugs, and you had to then put Ross Barkley in just to solidify the midfield. So Unai Emery got the 3 points a day and a clean sheet. Absolutely vindicated in his decision. What you don't need is a lone player like Sancho, who's fucking had more clubs than Tiger Woods already. He's only like 25. Keeps getting fucked off from everywhere. No one fucking wants him anywhere near it. He's now, making the right pig's eat of it with the old Bragos from the States by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
getting buzzed off.
He's fucked up.
And then you get a chance of Villa's give you the chance, Emery, who's notorious for turning people around. Just look at what he's done for Rashford in terms of giving him an opportunity that's then led to him going to Barca.
Good game for Barca as well.
And you're fucking them off. But it's not a good look when you're fucking your teammates off, as disappointed you are coming off. You've got to give the man going on a little bit of a G up, and also then fucking maybe get after the manager when you're in the privacy of the dressing room. Rashford, I don't know whether you've seen, was it Ryan Giggs' comments about Rashford saying if he showed half of the attitude he showed for Barcelona, then there wouldn't have been anywhere near the problem at Man United. His attitude was what was off at Man United.
Wasn't his attitude meant to be a bit off at Barca to start? And he must have got him in line.
He's been late. He had a good game against Newcastle, didn't he? And then was late and got dropped the next game. But I'm saying, it is a valid thing. But then, what is the culture at Man United? There's so many players leaving Man United. Look at McTominay, who got another great goal against Inter Milan for Napoli at the weekend.
No, he's doing.
But again, everyone who leaves United does a bit better.
Oh no, looks like fucking prime Buffon.
Everton leaves Everton, actually. Gordon's the same. gets a bit better. Just while we're on, talking about Giggs' comments on Rashford, which, some people will argue there's merit in. I've seen Gareth of Neville Stan, Gary Neville, was inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame at the weekend.
Just weekend, just
seen
gone,
Brian Robson giving him the award. So you can't knock Gary as a right back. He done incredible for Man United and winning all the titles he's won. But it does beg the question of, if Gary Neville's in there, how the fuck's Ryan Giggs not?
Yeah, and it doesn't go on. I know you're saying it goes on Premier Leagues, but Steven Gerrard's in there, never won one, so it's not going. There's the players who are not in there who should be above him. It's like David.
Well, Giggs has got to be in there.
Giggs got to be in there. He's the number one. But you're the likes of David Silva.
But I would argue David Silva, Yaya Toure definitely deserve to be in there. But I would say Gary Neville has to be in there before both of them.
Before Yaya.
Before Yaya, yeah, he's one more. I mean, he's only a right back, by the way. You have to qualify it, because playing right back in the Premier League and playing central midfield or striker or winger in the Premier League are slightly different positions.
I'm going to read you 10 names and you say yes or no. Does Gary Neville deserve to be in the Premier League Hall of Fame before these players? Ryan Giggs.
No.
Michael Carrick.
Yeah.
David Silva.
No.
Yaya Toure.
No.
Eden Hazard.
No.
Cesc Fabregas.
No.
Robin van Persie.
No.
Petr Cech.
No.
Nemanja Vidic.
Yeah.
Robbie Fowler.
No. So there's a lot there, to be fair, yeah. But also, he's a professional ass kisser, isn't he?
He said that they should be in before Neville, yeah.
That was no.
So the likes of
Vidic, I think Neville should be in before Vidic.
Yeah.
Vidic is two-time.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying for what, also, lad, by the way, I seen
Neville should be in before them.
Yeah, he should be, yeah.
So Fowler should be in before Neville.
Yeah.
Van Persie should be in before Neville.
Yeah.
Could Van Persie smashed it? Of course he should.
Fabregas.
Yeah. Yeah. Petr Cech, yeah.
Gary Neville was a captain of the team that won all the
smelly right back. He's just a smelly right back, lad. And you can just pass it to Beckham and then put a few crosses in. It's different being centre mid. Fabregas and Hazard winning games, Fowler and that, scoring fucking thunder bastard after thunder bastard. David Silva opening defences up.
David Silva's the best.
Gary Neville was a great right back, but let's be honest, all he did was get it and fucking back up the winger, whoever he had in front of him. He always had superb players in front of him, midfield, and superb protection.
He was
he was a boss player. I'm not knocking him. He was a good right back, but also he was only a right back. It's not the hardest position in the world to play.
It's the people. Well, back when he was playing, it was arguably the easiest because you're sitting with the whole of the pitch in front of you, and you had no one because they were all 4-4-2 back there.
But I'm saying to you, if you said to me of all those players there, we're just going through David Silva, Fabregas, Eden Hazard, Yaya Toure, David. Who else was we on about there? Fowler. I'm like, fucking hell. If I said to you, you're going to pay to watch a Premier League match, who do you want in the starting 11? Gary Neville or any of these? You'd go, what, Van Persie every day of the week?
Robbie Fowler.
What do you want to watch Gary Neville fucking shuttle up and down the fullback and pass the ball to Beckham and put the old cross in and defend?
So, but to be fair, I think Gary Neville knows that as well, and he's
Ryan Giggs should be in there. There's no point in having there's no point in having an Hall of Fame. As much as he's a slippery bastard, there's no point in having an Hall of Fame unless Giggs is in there. No point at all. Anyway, what else? What other news I got? So let's just get away from football for a bit before the game kicks off here. I like this Wootton for the goal, and I like 2-0 for Stockport. That's what I'm going to go for.
I'm frozen.
We're frozen. That's what I'd go for. What are we saying on the chat? Result tonight, anybody? For the Stockport Port Vale games. By the way, the chat's been on point for the results recently.
Did I last week? They
got a minute silence here for remembering Sunday coming up. Always a nice touch this time of the year. They played the last post and all that. Not the flute, you know, bed.
The flute is called, what's the trumpet?
Trumpet.
The flute. The fucking recorder. Play 3 blind ways.
Gareth Barry. Would you put Gareth Barry in over the...
Yeah,
Gary Neville. I wouldn't. No, Gary Neville goes in. Yeah. I mean, Gareth Barry's got the most appearances, hasn't he? So
Gareth Barry, most appearances. He'd be key in that Man City team as well before he went to Everton.
I still have Gareth. It's a close one.
I just think there's a lot of players there who get him before Neville. But you know, he's in it now. He's in it, and he's amongst them. So who else is it? Like Ian Wright's in it, John Terry, Steven Gerrard, Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, just all them. He's in amongst all them now, isn't he? So
you know what I mean? He's sitting in a steam company there for a right back, isn't he? Like, I would have to say, every name I said yeah to there should be in there before him.
Mm.
Just based on goals.
I'd put Vidic in.
Like,
Premier League Player of the Year twice.
You should have to be unbelievable as a defender to get in.
Premier League Player of the Year twice.
Vidic?
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, no, he did have a couple of seasons, he did, but I'm saying Hall of Fame.
For that 3 or 4 year period, Vidic.
Yeah, he had a little spell also, he had some ropey spells as well, by the way. I've seen him get fucking...
He should fall over against us.
You know, people get carried away with players' performances before they watch it properly. It's like the Cristiano Ronaldo thing, why people think, oh, Ronaldo or Messi. Go and watch Ashley Cole play against Cristiano Ronaldo and just deal with him, and then go and watch Messi play against Ashley Cole at Stamford Bridge when Iniesta scores the winner.
Yeah.
And watch how Ashley Cole gets absolutely fucking potatoed by Messi.
They're the people who you need to ask.
Well, of course, that's a direct comparison, isn't it? Someone who Ashley Cole, in all fairness, snuffed Ronaldo out most of the time he played against him.
And dropped his pocket like that.
But Messi that night, I was only seeing the clips of it this week. Messi that night, fucking hell, I've not seen anyone to give Ashley Cole as tough a time as that.
And Ashley Cole was arguably
Sol Campbell in the Premier League Hall of Fame, the Gary Neville.
I think he thinks he should be.
Yeah, he does.
Cantona be in the Premier League Hall of Fame before is he?
Cantona's in there. Daniel Amokachi. Ian Dowie. Go on, so we've got... What was you going to speak about then before you got rudely interrupted by the footy again?
What I was going to speak about was the brilliance. I don't know how we've managed to do this, but we've created this incredible state where you can break into the country illegally on a boat. You can get yourself in a hotel. You can get out of that hotel and sexually assault somebody. You can get put in the court for that. You can get prosecuted. Then you can be released. You can go back to the station and say, sorry, I shouldn't be released here. I've done a bit of naughtiness here. No, get yourself to the train station, get yourself away. You can go and have 2 days on the run, and then you can get rearrested again. And then we still haven't deported the geezer, have we? Still not been deported?
No. Well, I think, are we going to deport him now?
Hadush Kabutu.
Are we going to deport him? I think.
Is he still on the run?
No, they've got him. They got him near Finsbury Park, didn't he? But I seen someone on the social saying he was in Chelmsford City, and he had his prison stuff on, the prison back, like a see-through bag, like in the grey prison tracksuit, and he was asking for directions. Like someone was like, "Sure, this is the fella who's meant to be from the Epping Hotel." But then people who were in the hotel and protesting against this was when we seen the Antifa, I think, bust in. The far left agitators bust in and bust out by the police. This was the hotel in Epping where there was a lot of protests from all the mothers. And how in this modern era can the state make such a mistake? And then also, imagine he went on to commit even more crimes while he lost track of them for 48 hours or whatever it was. It's just fucking... So how are we going to have digital ID if you can't?
Digital ID does nothing.
No, but I'm saying to you, no. I'm saying to you,
whatever anyone tells you.
If you cannot keep hold of an illegal immigrant, all right, who's broken into the country illegally, an Ethiopian national who's released in error, all right, what chance have you got of keeping all of our digital ID and all the security measures around that safe under wraps and safe from anybody if you can't even keep in an illegal immigrant who's broken into the country, sexually assaulted somebody, and you've had him in jail,
and who didn't even try and escape?
He didn't even try and escape.
He's not just keeping. He didn't try and escape.
I mean, it's almost like farce after farce after farce. Like every fucking week we end up with some ridiculous decision from the state, followed by another ridiculous decision by the state, and you just have to think in the end: are they stupid, or do they actually? Or is there something going on? Yeah, is it a lot more sinister than that?
I wouldn't put it past it being not an inside job per se, but I mean tactically in Keir Starmer's favour. And
tell me when that kicks off.
We've kicked off. We are 1 minute in, literally on the first minute here. Port Vale, Stockport County.
And I wouldn't put it past it being someone like saying, well, this is Keir Starmer's going to come out and be saying, well, digital IDs would have stopped this, and all that kind of nonsense. What I'm expecting him to do somewhere down the line.
Digital IDs would have stopped it. Yeah, well, that'll be the
that's the next play. That's the kind of play, and this is going to stop this. Stop that. it's not going to
there's no way we can trust them with it. They don't have the technology for it, has been pointed out, and also, you know, nobody really wants it. So, you know, as much as they want to try and noise us up and try and get this social credit score like kind of Chinese have implemented, I don't think they've got a fucking chance. And I think far too many people have switched onto it far too early for them. It won't stop them trying to, but
he's not going to last enough to get this implemented.
No, well, we've seen, I don't know whether you've seen this, Lucy Powell MP, the MP who's famous for calling the young girls who were raped in... I'm not even saying grooming gangs anymore, because I was talking about it last week, and people are getting angry saying, call it for what it is, and we have to call it for what it is. Grape gangs, religiously motivated by the looks of it. And we've seen Lucy Powell, who called the girls who have been the victims of the here dog whistle.
Yeah,
whistlers.
It's a dog whistle.
What does that mean?
It means that it's just like under noise. It's not even worth. It's just a dog whistle is like when you can't even hear it. You know what I mean? So a dog whistle, like, it's not even worth listening to because you can't.
So
hear
she's
it.
The new deputy PM, replacing Angela Rayner, and I think this is a massive
kick in the balls.
I think this is a massive moment for Labour here, because I think this is the first time I've seen open rebellion in the party. There's no way in the world, based on Starmer's interactions with Lucy Powell, that he will have wanted her as the deputy PM. In fact, I think he was putting forward somebody else as a candidate, Bridget Phillipson. So this is a huge blow for Starmer, because Lucy Powell's been voted in, I think, against his kind of wishes. So maybe we're seeing a kind of mutiny of the Labour Party. Maybe this is the first crack in the dam for this Starmer government. And I genuinely don't think he will see out his full tenure as Prime Minister. And that looks like it's going to be a coup d'etat from within the Labour Party. And maybe Lucy Powell is the MP to usurp Starmer. But again, it's... As I say, she's got a dubious record, to say the least. She's on record as voting against the winter fuel allowance, and again, you know, some of her comments in the past around these kind of grooming gang issues have been, you know, insensitive, to say the least.
Yeah.
Candace Owens, I don't know whether you've seen Candace Owens has made the news again this week.
What she said.
She seems a little bit unhinged at the minute, Candace.
I think since Dingo's death, what's his face?
Charlie's
death, I think she's gone a bit rogue, and she just seems to have gone a bit off her head.
Well, she seems to be pointing out, from what I've seen, again, I don't know whether it's been AI there, you always have to be careful. She seems to be pointing out like it was like Trump and that who were involved in Charlie Kirk being killed.
I think you got it. I think what I've listened to now is like he was going through a divorce and all this. I'm thinking, this what have I been AI'd over this as well? And you don't even know in today what's real and what's not on Tinterweb, do you? Because I've heard that she's come out and said, oh, it's all inside. He was getting divorced. It was all... It's like, what? No.
So she's had the Bridget Macron thing, where she's admin and Bridget Macron, Emmanuel Macron, the former president of France. His wife is a man, or has been a man. Yeah. I don't know whether you've seen in France, Nicolas Sarkozy, who was the former president of France, was put in jail this week.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Whose obviously wife was the model Carla Bruni. So I don't know what's gone on there. Looks like a bit of skullduggery from a former leader of France. So it does show you that these politicians do get up to it and can be held accountable. That's a good chance there. And again, the thing that Candace has got me attention to this week, she obviously looks a little bit dishevelled, and the Charlie Kirk thing for sure is weighing heavy on her, and she's gone full tin hat conspiracy on who's taken Charlie out and the reasons behind it. She's also said that she's given or written assurances in terms of some kind of note she's put out in case anything happens to her.
Yeah, she has.
But then she's come out this week and she said Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and Peter Thiel, the Plantier fella, are some kind of hybrids between like extraterrestrials and humans. So like I'm like fucking hell, Candace. Like I'm going fucking hell. Like she's fucking every week you go where she's taking this and she's fucking taking it up another octave. So look, I don't really tune into it. I pick up a little bit of little clips of it, but I don't really tune into it. But I'm going to have to, because Candace, and maybe the chat knows a bit more, Candace is certainly getting down this rabbit hole.
I've got too much to worry about in this country. Never mind. Listen to what.
Right, what have you got for me, lad? Come on, I've got loads.
I
actually.
Want to talk
I've
about
got loads.
The first one. It's got to be. We're going to talk about that Sarah Potchin, the Reform MP.
So this is the MP for Frodsham. Is she Runcorn and Frodsham or something? Runcorn East and Frodsham or something like that? Yeah, it's not far from us.
What she's I'll read because it's been taken slightly out of context.
So she's been called a racist for this or something?
She's been called a racist. What she said, if you read the whole, there's data behind what she's saying anyway, but it says, it drives me mad when I see adverts full of black people, full of Asian people. It doesn't reflect our society, and I feel like your average white person, average white family is not represented anymore. How many times you look at a TV advert and you think, there's not a single white person on it? Now, the context of that is right, but the way she's put it across is a little bit, when she just says that, it drives me mad. That's not, you can't, it's just the way she said it, you know what I mean?
Well, I think we're all aware now of the programme and from the advert, certainly since the George Floyd and the Black Lives Matter, you know, every advert, it is a very diverse cast in it.
Well,
you know,
no, it's factually...
You'll see a car advert and there'll be 4 people in the car and it'll be like a black fella, a white woman, a ginger kid, and someone else in like whatever it is, and whatever it is to tick the box in the next one. But it doesn't really make sense because you're like, there's no way. Like, if you're of a certain ethnic group, you'll tend to be with other ethnicities that are similar to yours. You might be diverse in some things, but certainly car journeys or trips to the supermarket or whatever.
Yeah, or like house insurance. Yeah.
But you've also got that thing online, haven't you? The white men doing stupid things in adverts. On Twitter, which someone alerted me to today, which go through and just show you all the stupid things that they do. You seen the thing in the mirror the other day we were talking about where a fella's leering over a woman's shoulder about having single-sex spaces on the tube because it's obviously a lot of white men in suits who are doing all the harassing. Like, you know, as we all know, it is, as Gary Neville rightly pointed out to us, Gary of Neville Astan, it is white middle-aged men in suits with business, attire on who are obviously prime suspects when it comes to sexual advances that are totally unwanted or unwarranted.
Yeah, but basically what she said is right, but the way she said it, like, it drives me mad. That little bit. If she hadn't said that bit, if she said it drives me mad when I see adverts that don't reflect our society, that'd be.
Well, it does drive her mad. It's an adjective. It does drive her mad. That's the way it makes her feel. And also, I asked Groch about this the weekend because I've seen her apologising for it and getting a bit of heat. And I've seen lots of people before this Sarah Potchin MP say this before and not really feel because she's a Reform MP and they're looking to have a go at Farage and get any bit of traction they can in terms of label him some kind of white supremacist and ex-Nazi and ex-KKK member or whatever smite they're trying to put across him because he's making traction in the polls and he's eating into, you know, their future by the look of it by taking their seats in the next elections.
Smear campaign.
Smear campaign. But I've seen loads of people say what Sarah Potchin said, but it's because she ends up being a Reform MP in the by-election that was triggered through Mike Aylesbury MP having a dust-up with one of his constituents, if you remember, when he was doing a bit of off-the-field activities. So when you look at the black argument that she's making, I've seen Rafi May now put some stats out today saying the black, obviously, population is 4%. Yeah. And 50% of the people in adverts. This is something that was done, I think, by Channel 4. Yeah. This was a study done by them.
Last month.
Again, and 50% so 4% of the population are black, and 50% of the people in adverts are black.
Yeah.
All right. South Asians, which is like, obviously, the old spin bowlers, 9% of the population. All right. 17% of them are in adverts. And obviously, East Asians and the other way, obviously, the old...
Don't...
There's only 1% of them, and actually, and they're in 8% of adverts.
The old dog eaters.
So in essence, the whites are massively underrepresented.
Massively. But this is how you can tell that it's racism, because also not just underrepresented. These companies who are employing these actors are having BAME jobs only. So the white man can't apply for a lot of these adverts.
Yeah, but we're also seeing that in the Bank of England. We're also seeing that in the FA.
We're seeing it everywhere, but I'm saying, we're talking about adverts at the minute. So this is how adverts are systemically racist because of the average white man can't just go and apply for some of these jobs because you're not allowed to. They want to get the quota right, massively disproportionate. But then when you tell someone that who's pro 50% black and adverts,
we have to be careful here though, because talking about this will put us on the by the government's own definition on the website. We are now in the terms of talking about domestic terrorism here.
What do you mean?
When I told you the government website last week, if we complain about this and we complain about this being done to white people, if you go on the government website, I put this thing on for you last week, this would be classed as an act of terrorism.
Highlighting facts.
Absolutely. I'll have to dig out the thing from last week now, but I've definitely saved the government. We talked about it last week.
And I remember you talking about it, but I can't remember the actual.
I'll pull it up for you now, just so
we
I can
are
get the
fucking backwards. If highlighting facts and statistics and now how we're misrepresented in a lot of industry in the UK. I mean, we had the actual kick it out goal. That kid.
Stockport. Low.
We've seen the actual company kick it out who supposedly pro-diversity and inclusive, promoting it, but they're offering a job out which if you're white you can't apply. they just can't get their head. You can't get it around how backwards that is. But
But again, sorry, I've got it here. All right. It was a government.co.uk, terrorist ideologies, extreme right-wing. We define extreme right-wing terrorism as active or vocal support of ideologies that advocate discrimination or violence against minority groups. The three most common subcategories of extreme right-wing terrorist ideologies and their narratives are as follows. 1. Cultural nationalism. Western culture is under threat from mass migration and lack of integrity by certain ethnic and cultural groups. 2. White ethno-nationalism. Mass migration from non-white world and demographic change poses an existential threat to the white race and Western culture. And then there's the third one, white supremacy, which I won't bore you with the details of. But in essence, if you discriminate against white people, it's kind of like, it's fucking else. And you go, no, any segregation, any discrimination as a meritocrat is, for me, a violation of that person. You shouldn't be able to discriminate against somebody based on the fact that they're part of some kind of group. Yeah. Like you're like no, judge a person on the merits, and if we all do that and we drop race, religion, gender, all the other nonsense, we'll probably get to a more stable society.
Country, and not just that, the industry would benefit massively if you're giving jobs to people who haven't earned the job, and people who have earned the job because the skin colour is the wrong colour and not getting that job. That industry is falling behind because of it. It's just completely wrong.
Well, thanks for the people who've stuck on up. I've seen Rupert Lowe MP doing a load of work highlighting this with the Bank of England and obviously with the FA. And it's important we call it out. Any nonsense out there, especially when it comes to discrimination of anybody, not just white people. Just because white people go, oh, fucking hell, shucks, so we'll leave it then. It's no one's really going to get the knickers in a twist over that. But any kind of segregation, anybody trying to segregate in any form or fashion is bad. If we go back to kind of the Alabama and all the segregation in the Deep South and the Rosa Parks and on the bus and all that, no one wants that. No one wants segregation. Now we're starting to get segregated areas in this country when it comes to certain demographics, the old floor butters, the old, religion of peace. Yeah, they're starting saying, well, we're not playing by your rules because we're going to go over here and have our own little game over here, but you just can't come in here. And as we're seeing from the Aston Villa game, they're now starting to dictate. And I don't know whether you've seen this at the weekend in Whitechapel. We had a load of floor button going on again outside. I don't know why, when you've got places to do it. Like I don't know why you have to go outside unless it's a show of force. Now, I also look at it and I go, if you just went on Groch and you said, do us a favour, give us all the football attendances in the United Kingdom on Saturday, all right? I mean, you got all the football attendances from Premier League down to National League, from National League into all the lower leagues, and you said, right, so all them fellas who go and watch the footy or go and watch other sport, most of them are game for getting into Whitechapel and putting a load of ballies on and putting a load of black gear on and getting stuck right into you. If that's really what radical Islam is looking for the dust up in this country, because all it'll take is one afternoon, the footy to just go, time out. Time out here.
Have a little stretch.
Now, as we've seen from, some of the nonsense from these online characters that are definitely race baiters and
yeah.
you know, and on both sides of the spectrum. I'm not just saying that, you know, that they're necessarily one religion. I think there is a few people out there from that perspective. Oh, good effort, stirred in the pot. But also, let's be serious here. It would take 1 or 2 afternoons of missing the footy before there'd be no nonsense pottery on the streets. There'd be nobody on there, you know, getting a bit carried away with themselves, wearing a balaclava or buying a balaclava for the afternoon. You know, I'm hearing there was people in Whitechapel carrying billy bats around, and, you know, mask coverings and face coverings and big intimidation strategy, you know, from joining up with a kind of refugees are welcome here in the midst of one refugee being missing who's already sexually assaulted someone in the UK and being actually missing for the weekend. We still have people walking around with placards saying refugees are welcome here, which is nuts.
Getting fucked off by the
but also
and
again, you know, if there are any things about it, and there's a few lefties who must have been certainly thinking differently after running into some of the animosity from a group they thought was aligned with them. But what we've seen, you know, you have to look back to Iran in the 70s and 80s, where, you know, there was 30,000 people of the left who went missing almost instantly upon the taking of power from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, because they were aligned as the radical Islam and the left aligned to get, you know, conservative people moved out the way. All of a sudden, once you're not necessary, once you're not needed, then all of a sudden you learn to fly or not fly, depending on whether you've been born with wings or without wings. And most of the time you find out you were born without wings, especially if you're a homosexual. You know, homosexuals specifically have a lot more drag when it comes to gravity off buildings than what it does if you're heterosexual. But either way, we're both really poor when it comes to drag and gravity taking effect on us.
Science is real.
But again, you know, it's what I would call, and Yuri Brezhnev, the KGB guy who defected to Canada, would call useful idiots. So, you know, you see there's a few of them kind of space cadets out there who are on the left, and you heard them Saturday saying, "Oh, well, what are you doing? What are you barging into me for? We're meant to be on the same team." Yeah. And obviously the fella in the face mask,
said, "No, we're
with
not."
The who butts the floor a couple of times a day, was like, "We ain't on the same team as you. We're not on the same team as you." And once the ref blows for full time in the battle for, you know, the conservative Christians here,
they're gonna find out.
You're gonna find out that unfortunately you're not half Peregrine Falcon.
yeah.
And you're gonna have
you're gonna see your purple hair flapping in the wind as you fall quick.
Right, Bolton Wanderers sent us a question in, Joey. Absolutely love the podcast. Nice to hear someone actually saying it's how it is. Do you have any memories of playing at Bolton? I do. I made my debut at the Reebok at Bolton Wanderers. First game, I remember playing against JJ Okocha and him flicking a ball over my head. And luckily for me, I think Robbie Fowler got back the other side and kicked it out for a throw-in. Otherwise, as what happened to Ray Parlour about 3 weeks later, I would have been that clip on the sky, because he done it to Ray, but the only thing for Ray was he got it the other side and completed the skill. For me, he done me with it, but luckily Fowler come back and bailed me out.
Did make your debut that day? Was Stephen Jordan make a debut with you?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe did. I thought he'd made his I thought he'd appeared a little bit earlier, but maybe he got his first start.
Made his debut.
Yeah, it was in April, I think, late in the season. But always a good stadium. I scored a couple of goals, I think, at the Reebok over my time there.
Had a good side back then, Bolton.
Yeah, Big Sam had them punching way above the weight. But again, people wanted to change and wanted a different style of football. You know, what's happened to Nottingham Forest now? Bolton Wanderers once had that problem, and obviously when you tweak it and you think you can do nothing other than improve, then very quickly you can fall out of the top tier, and it's a slippery slope from there.
Someone's put here, Joey, did you see Jay Bothroyd front that HMRC fella?
I did see a little clip of it. Did he front him? I heard him saying to him, so basically you're saying I was talking shit. But he was, wasn't he? He was basically...
he got called out fully.
Yeah, he was saying Arsene Wenger had gone back to him and said something. So there's nothing really any of them can prove. But I think Jay, I don't know whether he was trying to intimidate him a little bit, but he was going, so you're basically saying I'm talking shit, which, by the way, he actually is, isn't he? Because he's saying, you're basically saying I'm a liar.
Yeah.
And that lad's going, well, you are a liar.
Yeah, I don't know.
But again, how is he going to prove that? Because Bothroyd's got a point there. He's basically saying you're basically calling me a lying cunt. So it's only Arsene Wenger who can come out and say, I either did say that or didn't say that, which I don't think is going to happen. But Jay is known for a bit of tax.
Is he? Yeah.
He's known for a bit of tax.
Is he?
He's known for a bit of tax, yeah.
See,
there's a few things where he's known for having a bit of VAT on, a bit of tax. I don't think he's enjoyed it. It didn't look like he was really happy about being pulled out there by that geezer. But people aren't going to be if you've been a bit of a baldy tire in the dressing room or on a podcast or something, and then you start chatting a bit of whammo. Unfortunately, someone's going to hold you the receipts here, and if you don't like it, unless you get Wenger on the blower to say, Arsene, you're going to have to tell this kid here that you did say this to me, and obviously. I think we all know it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I think we all know he's fucking sorting shit there, Bathroyd.
Yeah. I've got more stuff here.
Ireland had a riot this week. I don't know whether you've seen that. There's been huge problems in Ireland with a 10-year-old. Again, illegal invader, man on a boat has come out of a migrant hotel and attacked a 10-year-old girl. See this?
Seen this, yeah.
So the people of Ireland have rebelled.
Told you it'd be Ireland.
Taken on the police.
It's going to be Ireland. That's going to be the litmus.
2-0.
We're behind.
Fucking hell. What a goal as well. What are the prices you get me? What a goal. 2-0. Cash out now.
I've done 2-0 in this game and Atletico Madrid.
Did you?
That's 1-0 already.
That's not going to happen,
Stockport's flying, to be fair.
That's 1-0 and this is 2-0.
So in the midst of the rioting there and the police and getting pelted with bottles and cars getting set on fire, and in the midst of all of that, you had a presidential election in Ireland. See this?
I didn't see it, no.
My God. So you've had the presidential election in Ireland and Argentina. In Ireland, the woman's name, she's a lefty, she's a pro-Palestinian, far-left activist called Christine Connolly, who's been voted in.
Okay.
She's a big keffiyeh wearer and diversity. Yeah. She's a diversity one. But the most interesting thing for me was the rebellion from the Irish people. Obviously, you heard that McGregor was trying to get on the ticket, got balloted out, etc. Yeah. Lots of other people got cancelled out, weren't allowed to run on it. So they ended up ultimately with a 2-horse race. There was only 2 people on the ballot. And no, people were voting for people on the ballot who weren't allowed to vote for, or spoiling the ballot.
I've seen this, all the ballot papers,
obviously Catherine Connolly got the nomination in the end. I'm just trying to get the stats up for you so don't bastardise the stats. Where are they? I did write them down. Yeah, where is she? I've got it here. So it was I don't know whether this is a good or a bad thing, but it sounds terrible. So the Irish vote, actually, it was the second lowest turnout ever of all time.
Wow.
13% spoiled the ballot, which is the highest ever. They've had the highest amount of spoiled ballots ever. In some places, the spoiled ballot was higher than the person who won the county.
That should count for something, though, in my opinion.
10% of the people voted for people who had withdrawn as a candidate. So actually, they voted for somebody who wasn't on the paper. And in essence, you had a 2-horse race. So we're saying only 25.5% of the electorate backed the woman, voted for the woman who's in power. So you've got, 74%.
Yeah.
Pretty much there, who've either spoiled the ballot, voted for somebody else, or voted for somebody who'd withdrawn as a candidate. So one in 4 people have voted for the woman who's the Prime Minister, and you go, well, hang on a minute, we were only 1 in 5 here. So Starmer's even less, and I bet you if you fucking voted for him now, he'd be 1 in 40, the useless cunt. Yeah. So he's fucking slipped massively. But again, is this democracy when you're looking at those numbers? How is this democratic process when most people are saying, get fucked?
Yeah, it's not. If you got them numbers saying get fucked, it's not a democracy, not even close.
Well, the contrast to that is Javier Milei. You've seen him, he's a crazy-haired, kind of right-of-centre Argentinian who's doing away with a lot of the kind of... What's going on here? Why has the game stopped? Doing away with a lot of the madness in Argentina.
This is the way they keep getting these.
He won 41% of the Argentinian vote the other day. He increased his amount of parliament seats from 37 to 101, and he increased his amount of his seats in the Senate from 6 to 20. So that says obviously he's going to have a massive influence in what's going on down there. As we've seen, he is aligned to Trump, so there'll probably be some kind of deal with the Americans from a trade perspective.
But isn't he once about the Falklands and he wants to maybe get that back?
Yeah, well, we've given the Chagos Islands back, so I wouldn't surprise it. We fucking probably give anything. We can't even keep criminals who we've arrested in this country in jails, even when they're knocking back on the jail to say, sorry, I don't think I shouldn't be let out there, boss. I should be in jail. No, mate, you know, like, get yourself down the train station. Get yourself out. You got a couple of days. Go and do a bit of raping, lad. Come on, get your fucking hell. Couple of grapes. There's a couple of grapes.
Challenge for half an hour. I have a day out. Come on.
And they end up back at Finsbury Park, which is the big mosque, isn't it? That they end up in.
Finsbury Park, mate. Just go and get a swan. Have a little fucking swan booner for your tea.
It is absolutely insane when you think of it like that. Illegal migrants have cost us so far how much?
I read this. It's up. From something like 40, it's up to like 14 billion, is it?
15.3 billion pounds.
From like 4 billion in like 2020 or something. It's outrageous, the numbers. Outrageous.
Yeah, it's crazy, innit?
I ran them numbers through ChatGPT and how much it cost to solve the homeless crisis in the UK. 14 billion. So we could have solved our own homeless crisis in the UK. Which it is a crisis. Instead, we decided to home foreigners.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't
it? For the same amount of money. I know I keep saying, don't get it.
Who's going to do all the graping if we haven't got any?
Where are these extra votes coming from? If we're not going to house these, or if we're not going to get you get my family over, and I'll make sure my community votes for you. One of them.
Well, you have had also, obviously, the thing is, we've had Brexit in the midst of that, where people have said we do not want to be part of the EU and this freedom of movement and this uncontrolled spend into European Parliament and some of their projects.
No, boo!
Oh, he got bullied. He's just got bullied. I mean,
did that happen to Virgil? See Virgil get slotted the other day?
Get on the weight. When?
Got 3-0 already, yeah.
What do you mean when? Virgil got slotted in the middle of the pitch the other day.
Yeah, he got done by...
against?
He got lashed on the floor.
I've actually got a picture of it because I knew you deny it.
Scored.
I knew you deny it. That's how I fucking took a picture of it.
He scored.
Was it... what was his name who done him? Scandi boy centre midfielder. Jensen, not Jensen.
He's only small.
Yeah, no, he's not small.
Not Damsgaard.
No, it wasn't Damsgaard.
Yarmachek?
No.
Damsgaard is the oldest looking 20-odd-year-old I've ever seen in my life.
Damsgaard, yeah, he's not a bad little player though, is he?
Great player, yeah.
Not a bad little player.
Unfortunate his hairline.
But you still haven't even mentioned the absolute ridiculousness of the VAR pen.
His name is Jensen.
Could be the worst one I've seen ever.
He was Jensen?
Jensen, yeah.
VAR pen for...
Obviously, it could be the worst VAR decision I've probably ever seen.
Liverpool?
The Van Dijk one?
The Van Dijk one?
It's a pen?
Oh, fuck off, lad.
Well, how's it not a pen?
You're not being serious here.
He kicks his foot, and his foot's on the line.
No, it's not.
His foot lands on the line. He puts his foot down on the line. Yeah, that's a pen. Anyway, the line's a pen.
Yeah, but it's not. He kicks his foot.
The line's the box.
And he taps his foot, and the forward puts it first. It's not even a foul. He taps him and he goes down. He takes a step and then goes down. So it's not even a foul.
So let's just go back to Nick Pope, was it, when Jota runs round him and touches his foot, and then Jota falls a couple of steps later and it's given as a pen, it's given as a foul. There's equally as much contact there. Van Dijk tries to get the ball, flicks out at it, misses the ball, hits the lad's foot. The lad's foot is inside the box, lands on the edge of the box, and it's a pen.
The lad's foot is outside the box. He's outside.
Yeah, but he lands on the box. He's outside. He's breaking
box.
The line there. He's breaking the line. And again, I'll have to see the
he's outside the box.
Ball's inside the box.
Doesn't matter.
VAR must have looked at it.
No, the VAR did look at it. Okay, no. VAR, it wasn't given as a pen. VAR's overturned it.
Good, because it is a pen. It's in the box.
It's not in the box. You're on the fucking wind up. But the worst part about it, this is what I could get my head around.
Because against Liverpool.
No, but listen, the worst. He didn't send the ref to the screen.
Yeah, they just make that up as they go along now. Did you see the Bolton fella for Everton's goal?
He said it's factual. Well, I don't get it. How can a not dubious, it was a ridiculous decision. He was outside the box. How can that be a factual statement?
I didn't know that
he didn't send it to the manager.
I didn't know that.
So if he said, nah, don't bother. You don't need to go look at that. Don't look at it. Because the ref didn't give it as a pen. He gave it as a free kick because it was outside the box. And then the VAR going, don't go over and look. Don't go over and look. Just give it as a pen. It's sound. It's just...
It was a pen.
It's bizarre. It wasn't... It was the worst VAR decision I've ever seen. Anyway...
It was a pen.
You're on the wind-up.
He's kicked his foot. He's kicked his foot. Well, listen, when you're struggling, decisions go against you. Do you know what I mean?
That's outside
when you're in
the
a
box.
relegation fight, decisions go against you like that.
He's outside the box. Look.
Again, listen, I'll have to watch it in real motion. Anything slowed down.
It's not slowed down. That's
the ball's inside the box. Van
is,
Dijk's foot on the box. That's on the box for me. That's
the player's outside the box though.
I know, but he is in the box for me.
If the player's outside the box, how can it be a pen? If the player's foot is on the line,
because he's fouled him. He's fouled him there. The ball's in the box. All right. He's fouled him on the line there.
The ball's irrelevant.
Well, again. He fouled him on the line there. He's on the line.
He's not. He's outside the box.
No, he's on the line for me.
So what you're saying, say if Van Dijk's left foot is on the line and his right foot is 3 yards outside
Van Dijk
the box.
makes the foul. Van Dijk's in the box. Van Dijk's on the line. Van Dijk makes the foul.
The
foul is where Van Dijk is.
If Van Dijk's left foot is on the line, that's his right foot. Say his left foot's on the line, but his right foot is outside the box. Is he in the box?
Look, Van Dijk commits a foul, right, with his right leg. Van Dijk's in the box. Van Dijk's right leg, as he commits the foul, is on the line.
It's
all
not,
right?
Look.
No, Van Dijk's... I'm not on about the Brentford player. I'm on about Van Dijk who commits the foul.
Yeah.
All right? So the free kick gets given, or the penalty, or the infringement is from where the player commits the foul, not where the player is who's been fouled. It's from where the fella is who commits the foul.
But Van Dijk's foul is outside the box.
All right, so forget it's his feet. Say Van Dijk there grabs him, right?
Yeah.
On his shirt, and Van Dijk's hand is where Van Dijk is. His foot is there. Is that a pen or not?
No, because Van Dijk's...
But it's on the line, so it would be.
It's not on the line, though.
Van Dijk's foot is on the line.
But his foot is about 2 foot off the floor when he makes the foot. When he
Look, sometimes you just can't argue with somebody who's not well in there.
Everyone is agreement. You're on the wind-up.
No, I'm not. I'm saying to you, Van Dijk kicks him, and Van Dijk's foot, when he kicks him, the infringement is on the line.
That pitch is
so
not.
By that definition...
That pitch is not on the line.
By that definition, it's a pen.
You're thinking that's on the line.
Anyway, look, the refs give it, so tough.
No, the ref didn't give it.
It's been given. It's a goal.
The ref didn't give it.
Goal. Get in there. Liverpool got beat again. Get in there.
And didn't even send the ref
up the bees. What can I talk about here that'll lighten the mood a little bit? Scotland. We had Rangers getting a win. Danny Rowe gets his first win against Kilmarnock. That'll be a bit of a monkey off his back there, getting that, especially after losing during the week in the European competition. On the other side of that, Celtic.
Aye, I see something. And think you having it on Sky?
Chris Boyd.
Did you Neil
Lennon? No, I didn't see it.
I seen a little bit of the Neil Lennon
You're
thing.
fully having it on Sky?
Yeah, I know I heard it, but I didn't see it. What were they saying?
Did you see it?
Seen a little bit of it, yeah. Neil Lennon was getting after him a bit, basically saying, that something was almost apologising for Brendan Rodgers and having Brendan's back and all that, and he hasn't really been maybe as vocal as what he could have been. But again, it's a tricky one up there because Tony Bloom's investment in Hearts and the strategy they're taking, case in point of the weekend, everyone thinking, okay, they've had a good start to the season, but Celtic will, put them in the place here a little bit. And as it is, they're now come out that Celtic game with a comfortable win and looking at it going, can we fucking win the league from here? Mm. In the midst of that, Rangers are too far behind. So, I think the old firm needed a shake-up. I think it needed to see an Aberdeen, it needed to see a Heart, it needed to see somebody step into that space, because the monotony of the old firm, them having it their own way for as long as they have, has led to, a drop in Scottish football standards for me. So all the other teams getting better, I think will only improve
the league,
Scottish football,
I think,
and the national team by default.
Right. I think you're right. I mean, I can't see who... Celtic next manager, or is it inevitable that's going to happen?
Ange not got a clue.
It's going to be Ange, I think. I'm saying, what do you reckon now? Ange, is it the inevitable going to happen?
He needs a break him.
I think the
Lizard. Go and enjoy your fucking 10 million.
I think the Lizard's
needs to go
press this week was a little bit more. I think he's looking at it going, okay, I don't really want to lose my job now. Last week, I think he thought he had the chance of a Forest job or somewhere. So I think that's why he gave it to the Ferrari Honda Civic analogy. I think Dicey taking that job and a few maybe the wind changing direction. I think this week I've seen his press after the Hearts game's a little bit more conciliatory. But again, he's got his work cut out there, because I think Celtic fans now, if you'd offered them just winning the league, I think they fucking snap your hands off for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. It's refreshing, and the league will benefit from it. So let's just I think he's got 2 or 3 more games left.
Did you see the Napoli Inter Milan game?
No, didn't miss that one.
Lautaro Martinez and Antonio Conte having it.
Yeah, I seen that. They were talking. They were proper having it. I seen the clip of it. Conte was giving it to him on the side. He was going to him, wasn't he, shushing him and saying, what was he saying? Like, I'm going to score or something, just shushing him.
They were fully having it, and Martinez was basically questioning his cojones. You could see him giving the hand gestures and all that, and Conte like flipped over and was fully having a ping back. The only thing that killed Conte was he had all spit down the top as he was having it with them. So he did just had all spit with it, obviously being frothing at the mouth. So you've lost, haven't you? If you're frothing at the mouth and you get all froth down the front of your top. Unfortunately, you finish second, even if you make a great point.
De Bruyne got injured taking a penalty.
Pulled his hammy taking the pen, yeah.
No, it's not his hammy, it's his thigh bone or something.
Looked like he reached for his hamstring.
His thigh or something I seen today, some mad injury. Like,
McTominay scored another cracker.
I think he's finished. What a goal that is.
Yeah, scored a cracker,
yeah. You know what, you're looking at McTominay now, this season, he's a perfect Premier League player. He is. He's a perfect, he's that big, strong, good feet, gets about the pitch. He's a perfect Premier League player. Do you reckon you can see him back at United or someone?
I can't go to United, there's go shit again.
I don't think he'll go back.
I hope he doesn't.
I don't think he wants to leave, did he? I don't think he wants to leave. I mean,
it's been the best thing for his career.
He looks like
the thing is, he's
the man in Serie A.
He's the man in Napoli. To be the man in Napoli, that takes some doing.
Yeah, it's like being a man in Marseille, that, isn't it? It's fucking not easy, that, you know. Not easy thing to do, that. No, to be fair to him, like, I thought harshly kind of scapegoated at times for some of the stuff at United, but he's cracked right on, and you know, he's going to go down in Napoli history. He's always going to be able to go back out there to the Amalfi Coast and have a pint bar for him for the rest of his life, based on winning the league. Lucien Matoma, don't get him. I used to play with Lucien. Not sure they got the internet where he lives. Is Joey the only Prem player in history who speaks his mind and doesn't care about the backlash, etc.? I don't think he am. I think Matt Letizia has been
Someone's
incredible.
mentioned Matt in the chat.
Matt's been really good.
Letizia.
I have seen others in the past. I think Robbie Fowler, when he spoke about the Dockers, was really good. I mean, he hasn't said much politically for a while, but his stance on the Dockers was good. Marcus Rashford standing up for the kids' meals was good. Who else have we seen?
I don't think anyone has got the gonads to go as far as what you've said, and even Matt Letizia is not that. Even he's put the brakes on a bit, I think, on his outspokenness, but I wouldn't say. I think you'd probably take the crown for being the most outspoken ex-Premier League player, yeah.
It needed saying, didn't it? So someone had to say it.
Someone had to say it.
Why always me?
Yeah, someone's just gone, that'll do. 2-footed. How'd you like that one?
Italians fighting, LOL.
Didn't
What's
see
that?
One. It'll be the Conte.
All right. Jess Phillips to resign. Still hasn't resigned yet. What's your thoughts on Jess Phillips resigning?
This is it.
She's the Labour MP who was clearly...
The grooming gang is one?
Yeah. She said that people were lying. They've outed there in terms of some of the victims, the survivors of it, have come out and said basically the inquiry was not going the way they felt it should go and have resigned from the panel. Jess Phillips said she'd had people backing it up and put a letter across. It turned out that those people hadn't signed off on the letter. Just a shit show from start to finish with her. And when you look at it, it's 22 years. I've seen a piece saying it's 22 years since the first Labour MP, an MP called Anne Cryer from Keighley, made people aware of this because it'd been constituents of hers who'd been part of these grape gangs, grooming gangs, whatever you want to call them. And she'd been labelled a racist, and yet I think it was Robert Jenrick, the Conservative MP, who was saying, you know, was still not got a full national inquiry about this. And 22 years ago, MPs have been fully aware of this, and since then people have been labelled racist because they've pointed out that there's a certain ethnicity being involved in this. We only see Reform's leader today, Nigel Farage, is sitting down with a grooming gang victim, and she's talking about how she believes it to be racially motivated because these people were specifically targeting young, vulnerable, mainly white girls because of certain religious
beliefs that they thought they were allowed to do that.
that would give them the green light.
Yeah.
So again, we have to have a national inquiry about this, because we need to figure out what went on, how long it went on, who knew what, and those people have to be removed from ever being in a position of power again. People talk about the post office scandal and the submaster scandal and all that. Yeah, it's really bad. They ruined a lot of people's lives here. But we're talking about children here. We're talking about institutional level systemic abuse and rape of children, and that the authorities have covered this up to protect voting blocks or to protect themselves or to protect people they know who've worked either in the police force or are in government who are up to the fucking knees in this, up to their eyeballs in it.
Or it could be, and it probably is, all of them.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Possibly. Stockport are running amok here. Absolutely running amok.
What did I have? 3-1?
You said 3-1, yeah.
I'm out. I was 2-0. It's going to be
I've done 2-0.
Can't be long until Chal gets a good job off her. You know, he's done a good job at Hartlepool when he was there. File before that, up near us when we were at Fleetwood there, done a good job. And obviously he's done a great job at Stockport since he's been there. So it can't be long until he starts getting banded about. Very efficient, very effective, you know, solid principles, but again, effective results based football.
Yeah, I think going back to the grape gangs, I know we've just seen Khan, he's going to be up to his neck in it soon when all this comes out in the wash.
Yeah, they were saying there's maybe 9,000. I mean, the thing you've got to remember is there was a case of this in Glasgow where I think there was a lot of white people involved in it, a lot of drug fiends up in Glasgow.
No, that happens.
You've also had... you've also had a few different things around the country that it hasn't specifically always been, you know, Pakistani heritage men.
Well, the statistics from, I think it was 2022-23, it was 29% of sexual offences in the UK came from a 5% part of society. So 29%, yet there's still 71%, which isn't Pakistanis or, you know, any kind of those kind of gangs in the UK. But I mean, still, as a ratio, for 29% of sexual offences to come from just a 5% minority part of society, that's outrageous. That you got, it's like 6 times more chance of being graped by one of them than your average white guy walking around the street. You know what I mean?
But I don't think it's that. I think so. For instance, you know, as I say, there's grapists come from every different type of society. But for me, when I look at, you know, certainly when it comes to these grooming gangs, and I keep calling them grooming gangs because I just don't want to know. I have to keep beeping out the grape thing, grooming gangs. But you know what I mean. What we find here is, you know, people, young vulnerable girls, pass from community to community, sometimes spread around the country, multiple people interacting with them. But also it's the community. Like, so for instance, if you're a bacon, if you're a nonce or a wrong'un, and you get in our community, there's vigilante justice that comes after. You see, you know, people getting filled in, people getting all kinds of madness happening to them, justifiably, by the way, in the aftermath of it. But what you see with these people is, firstly, the community covers it up. There's people who know what's going on in the community, and again, because we say it's racially motivated, you know, that it's kind of either shunned or not spoken about, or actually in some parts it looks like it's condoned, and there's a blind eye turned to it because of it. You know, it's seen as obviously an extension of some kind of movement. You know, some kind of, you know, way of overthrowing somebody who's done something wrong to people in the past based on, you know, the colonies or the Commonwealth. It's some kind of religiously motivated or racially motivated revenge plan. And again, for me, I think the big thing is the lack of accountability in these communities, the lack of people coming out and saying how abhorrent and how terrible it is. And actually, let's have an inquiry and get to the bottom of it to find all these despicable bastards, and let's make sure that they all face justice. What we don't want is people going, my God, I'll tell you what, let's not be talking about it, because as we've seen from some of these people, You know, diversity is our strength. These young girls should shut up about it because this is not going to look well on the national scale.
Yeah.
No, we need to get this completely eradicated out of it because, you know, this issue imported into our culture is not good for us. You know, it's not good for the people who are victims of it, and it's not good for society going forward because of the ramifications and, you know, as we're seeing the racial tensions that are now bubbling away in our country, and it looks like, you know, that we're only one or two little incidents away from, you know, that kind of catching fire and causing major problems. You know, we've seen again this weekend. You know, what certainly isn't a good look for the Muslim community is all turning up dressed in black. As if there was some kind of vigilante posse that we're going to do something about it, because it's telling you don't need one or two footy stadiums to empty there and you're in a right pickle.
It's just it was kind of, it wasn't funny, but it was funny when you see, you know, the purple-haired woke left liberals on the sidelines with all the multicoloured socks on with the placards, and you get this absolute sea of Islamic extremism walking down the street with masks and hoods up, all wearing black, and then they look like a rabbit in headlights. All these liberal wokies on the outside going, what the fuck's this?
What were they protesting?
What happened was there was UKIP tried to do a march through Tower Hamlets to say reclaim our streets kind of thing, something, you know, these are taking over our.
This is Nick Tenconi MP, isn't it?
It's all them. And then the police stopped that and said no, because it would have caused murder. Police stopped that and said no, you can't because you're antagonising. And then the Islamic extremism section of the society, which is still fucking thousands of them, done a march through Tower Hamlets to show strength and show power, and they all have masks on. I've looked at the video, they all have masks on, they all have the hoods up, and some of them with big units walking through, and all these lefty liberals with the purple hairs sort of, well, come and join this march with them and tug along with them, and they were saying, get the fuck, you're not one of us, and it was intimidating, even for the people on their side. They were looking, thinking like a rabbit in headlights. As just said, they were like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Scary.
And if you look at it, the mask kind of slipped then, because there's going to be a lot of people on the left who were looking at that march going, hang on a minute, that's not what we're kind of supporting here. And are these people supposed far right correct about these lot? Because this isn't Islam what we're being told, religion of peace. These are real intimidating thugs walking through our streets. And there's a video clip, someone got interviewed during the march, and they've said, have you got anything to say for the far right? He says, yeah, we're here to take over and we're going to implement our Sharia law in your country. It's like, that's what they're doing. And we got Keir Starmer giving them 10 million quid when they're all bomb a fucking car outside the mosque. But Keir Starmer's shitting himself around them. The tide's going to turn soon against these lot, because it's
these lot.
What they are. These the fucking absolute scumbags. But anyway, because they think they can go around graping kids and doing what they want to us, then they're gonna get a shock soon, I think.
Do you know what, lads? I am ridiculously efficient as I move through here. We're only getting to half time here. I haven't even got to half time here, and I had about 78 bullet points I needed to whip through, and I've whipped through a good few of them. I've whipped through about 45 of them here, so I've got some really good ones to get into still, but obviously I've got to be careful here because I'm talking through most of me good material. We'll have to get reliant upon the chat to fire some stuff in.
We'll have some half time.
Talk about Paul Vale for a minute, by the way.
Paul Vale have turned it on here, yeah, great effort, yeah. But
they just hit the bar and they should have just scored.
That free kick then.
Oh my God.
Fucking hell.
What an effort.
Some standard Danny thing, it is a little bit of quality. I know it's League One and that, but you would certainly prefer to watch this. What score do you reckon? This is just for the chat here. Well, stab Cambo in the neck with this barrow here.
School battle pen.
On a serious note here, Stockport County and Port Vale play against Arsenal ladies and Man City ladies.
Oh, it's 10-11. 10-11. No.
90-minute game, yeah. Proper refs, like not like obviously anything other than like refereeing it properly. No sympathy at all. Like it's a serious game. What score you think?
10-11-0.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, I think it'd be more than that.
15 maybe.
Do you not think they'd score a goal? Can you not,
a goal every 3 minutes. So I'll go 30. I'll go 30.
That's quite
30-0's a lot.
I reckon, Jimmy,
you've got to stop.
If you've got a quick player, you have to just run around.
You've seen the Yannick Bolasie, you've seen Zaha and Bolasie against the Palace women's team.
these aren't Zara Hambalassi.
I know, but lad, I'm saying to you, you've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Like, if you imagine that for 90 minutes, you're going, he's pretty much going to score at will.
I'm not
saying he's going to score every shot.
30-0, so I'll give them 5 off.
It's a 90-minute game, you know. It's a 90-minute game on a big pitch, on big goals.
25-0.
And you say to the fellas, look, every goal you score, we'll give you a $1 each.
Incentivise it like that.
You know what I mean? Every goal you score, we'll give you £100 each. So you score 30 goals, you're fucking getting 3 bags each there extra. I'm telling you, they're going to put 30 to 40 goals on them in 90 minutes. 30 to 40 goals, I reckon, in 90 minutes. And that's, 30 or 40 goals. 90 minutes, lad.
I'm giving them a little bit of credit and saying 11-12-0.
The only thing they've got in the favour there is the officials starting to do the sympathy decisions, which when you get high up in a game like that, refs start giving mad calls to help the opposition out because they don't want to see them getting pummeled.
Against the women's team, you just play long throws and set plays along
balls. Well, they're doing that. The men's fucking teams are struggling against that, so you've got no chance. The women's team. Your women's cats are like 5. Imagine any of the women's team dealing with that KO'd long throw and like a group of airy ass fellas charging in there.
Hat-trick from throws. Just throw it in the net.
We're saying that Pickford fucking nearly conceded. Pickford was bad. Whilst we're on it, gambling in the NBA it's come into a big spotlight this week. Obviously, Rosier, what was his name? Do you know the name of this player? Rosier?
Terry Rosier.
Is obviously under the gun. 30 people arrested in it.
Yeah.
But Rosier was banned before this happened, so he's faced a suspension before or something, so he's obviously got a history for it. And the saying, and this might just be me having a tin hat on, the saying that when Michael Jordan switched from basketball to baseball, the reason he did it was not for sporting achievement. The reason he did it was he
could fiddle it better.
He was banned for gambling, for fixing. Because don't forget, he said it was his dad that got murdered, didn't he?
He did. His dad did get murdered.
And I know his dad got murdered, but he said that was why he went to change, because his dad, he grew up playing baseball and he wants to fulfill that ambition. But the tin hat brigade on the old social media are saying, no, he's been banned for gambling there. And the reason the old man got put away was...
Gambling debt.
That was the rumour. The gambling debt.
Which now you look at the NBA now and you go, fucking hell, who knows what's going on? All I'm saying is you have to look at it differently to go, actually, why did he disappear there? And some of the NBA boffins down the tin app, he did say, the fella, hang on, it's not full till at here, it hasn't been fully proven, but it's an interesting way of looking at it. There might be a lot more to come out. Now, if it does come out that he was at it, would that change Michael Jordan being the GOAT conversation?
Yeah.
LeBron's the GOAT anyway, but...
I think it's a toss-up between LeBron.
LeBron's better than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I know nothing about basketball, and I know a lot more than you. That.
I know the little I know about basketball. I think it's 50-50, but I'm going with
No, it's not. LeBron's played. This is year 23. He's 40 and he's averaging like fucking... Well, he's not played this season yet, but last year he averaged like 25, 7 and 7.
Yeah, but his toes are backwards. Have you seen his
toes? Yeah, his toes are horrible, to be
fair.
What
about Kobe?
It's just because he hasn't won as much.
Kobe's better than LeBron?
No.
Isn't Jordan considered the best ever?
LeBron's
it's because he went to 6 finals and he won all 6. He never lost in the finals.
There you go.
But in like, I think he only played like 13 seasons.
How many's LeBron won?
4, I think.
And he's moved around a load of teams, hasn't he?
And he's won at Cleveland.
How many Bird win though?
Yeah, well, load, didn't he?
The Celtics won a lot, but that's back in the day. It's different basketball.
All right. Let me just say this: if he does get found guilty of or any skullduggery,
of course,
does it change it?
Change what?
The GOAT status for
I think
Jordan.
It's got to. It's like Lance Armstrong.
It's like Michael Jackson.
Like Lance Armstrong's the greatest cyclist ever. It doesn't change it for me.
Might have touched some kids, but he's still a GOAT.
Lance Armstrong, without doping, was not the greatest cyclist ever.
Lance Armstrong is the greatest cyclist ever. Every single cyclist is bang at it, so you just have to accept that. You either haven't got the brain cells to be bang at it and juicing to the gills, so you don't deserve to win, or you've been involved in a sport where pretty much the top 50 are all juiced to the gills.
I'm agreeing with you there. They should let them juice up. Just let them fucking.
So you're saying like the enhanced games, just let them at it.
I was watched a little bit of a documentary. It wasn't Lance Armstrong, and it was a cyclist who was saying before Lance got on the juice, he was better than Lance, doing like his timings were the same, his body was the same, as all his numbers were the same, and coming back, and all of a sudden Lance just went. It was like, yeah, obviously he's gone on the juice now.
He's got a better chemist than you.
He's got a better chemist than you, so just let them all get on the juice.
But there was a fella, wasn't it, Walter Pandiani, the Italian cyclist who's done the documentaries. I think he's passed away now through maybe using EPO. I don't know. And he said he's done a thing, but he's like, I was juiced out my gills and I'm like cycling up this mountain thing, and I was a climber, and Lance Armstrong wasn't, and he said he couldn't pass me on the thing, like he had an engine on his bike on the big climb.
Yeah.
He said he came past me, and he said I knew at that point I was like, fucking hell, what must he be on if I'm fucking doped out my mind?
Yeah.
And he's just come past me like he's on a motorbike, going up the mountain, and I'm a climber and he's not a climber. And he ends up beating him, and I think he finished second in the tour, and Lance wins it. But again, I look at it and go, cycling for me is a tainted sport where everybody has to be under the suspicion of using. That's, you know, the track stuff as well, all your Chris Hoys, all them boys. Because in my experience of that sport, you know, they're all just trying to slightly evade the drug cesses. I do think track and field's the same. I look at track and field.
Slightly harder track and field, I think.
I know, but I still look at the Victor Conte stuff and the Bolco Industries and the Maurice Green and Marianne Jones and all that. You know, Carl Lewis, Ben Johnson, Linford Christie in the Olympics, you know, Florence Griffiths Joyner. You know, we've got many, many examples. You know, never mind the Chinese for the Beijing Olympics, the Russians for the Icarus documentary, the Sochi Olympics, the obviously, you know, the Brits for the London 2012. And when I look at it, you know, the East Germans, you've got loads of East German women from the 80s who fucking now fellas with muzzies, and that's nothing to do with, you know, the tranny revolution we've gone through. That's to do with them trying to be fucking top weightlifters and fucking giving them that much juice that they've turned.
Yeah, they've grown a cock.
They've grown a fucking set of fucking onions. Set of fucking townhalls. Anyway, what was I on about there? Fucking sidetracked into where 3-0 at half time, Stockport commanding lead.
But Paul Vale,
I still believe Lance Armstrong, regardless, is still the best cyclist ever. Still has to go win them races.
He's got to take that off him.
So do you believe that
he was the best juicer ever? That's what I give it to.
So who's the greatest person that's cheated that you're accepting? Is there anybody who's cheated?
Babe Ruth.
Maradona in the World Cup.
Babe Ruth was on all kinds, wasn't he? Just to fucking get him
Peter Blockers, Barry Bonds and all. There was a big thing, but it was again Victor Conte, the Bolco Industry,
it was.
with Barry Bonds and all the Sean Maguire and all the baseball records. So like the swimming we've had this week, big news in the swimming in America.
Yeah, the
NCAA have removed all of the awards that were given to Leah Thomas. Remember the transgender swimmer who obviously was beating Riley Gaines, and all of the races where Riley Gaines was beaten into second place or was not awarded the medal have been struck, and Riley Gaines has been awarded those medals and those victories, which is a victory, in my opinion, for common sense.
Totally.
Yeah. It's got to be. It's got to be a victory of common sense, and hopefully we'll see a ripple effect.
Well, again, Charles Barkley. Do you know Charles Barkley, the NBA player, a bit of a legend, come out this week and said, and it's quite radical: 0 men should play women's sports. All right, he said that on American TV. He's been quite outspoken in it, but in America, that's quite revolutionary. That somebody as high profile as that would come out and say something as sensible as that.
It's just there's two reasons for it. One is for the safety of the women, and two is for the integrity of women's sport.
Sorry, Piers Morgan was talking to someone about this the other day.
I see. And do you know the blonde knobhead who we spoke about the other week? He was on the show, and he's a comedian.
That's him. That's who.
I spoke about today.
He was saying he wants sports to be gender fluid.
Yeah, he's the one he was saying. I reckon we should.
He sounds like I've listened to him talk. He's definitely an uphill gardener.
Oh no, he is. He's gay. Yeah, but I mean, regardless of being gay, known. He wants.
But if you're gay, you do tend to have a bit of a kind of. When it comes to sport, you would have a bit of a mad, because you go, well, let's just let everybody play. You know, we'll tell you what, let's get we'll cancel the Paralympics then and all that money.
That's what he wants.
We'll have no men or women's competition, but we'll also have no Paralympics and Olympics, as we just have everybody. So then, all right, well, you've got literally nobody from the Paralympic sports competing in their own fucking competitions, because you've got able-bodied people here just smoking them now.
Well, it happened in music. What wasn't the Grammys? It was a big music event anyway. The women complained about there being mixed groups, and they got rid of the groups then and just had mixed groups. So they have women's group and a male singers and a women singers. So they mixed them. The year after, the top 5 category was all male. So the women were kicking off. Where's all your women?
Where's our representation?
Yeah, where's all your women? I said, you've got rid of the groups and we're giving the 5 best out of pure merit. And the 5 best this year are all men, and they went, no, and so they got the groups back the next year.
So I seen there was a guy on the TikToks, a football coach in the women's game. I won't name his name, but he was going on saying, why can't they just accept that there's differences in the speed and the velocity and the size and the pitches and all that. And he was also going on saying, we have to think logically about how we train women, because what women's footballers are doing is taking the men's model and then applying the physicality of a woman to the men's model, but basically having the same training procedure. Yeah. And that's not the way, that will not be the correct way to train women. That would be the correct way to train elite level men or men who play competitive football, but won't be massively aligned to where a woman maybe should train for performance. In the midst of that, it came up that just this year alone, right? No one told you about the angle and the pelvis and the knee joint, all right? And the ACL being a huge issue, red flag when it comes to women footballers, and obviously the ACL being a massive injury when it comes to performance, certainly endurance and physical performance. How many ACLs do you think have gone in women's football this year alone?
Oh, yeah, it'd be a few, but I mean, if you think on average in men's game, how many go a year? Half a dozen go a year, maybe in a men's game. So how many women's?
Well, after 10, has it been 10 games?
Just this year? This year. Just this calendar year.
Oh, okay.
In the UK.
It's November now. Well, it's October.
November in the UK.
Have you got the men's stats as well, or just the women?
No, I've only got the women's.
Well, the men's have about 6 in a calendar year, don't they? I'd say about maybe 5 or 6 ACLs go.
Yeah, but what, like just in the Prem?
I think
in the Prem, yeah.
I think it.
Yeah.
I think
you usually do see about it.
I think there'll be a lot more than that. I would imagine over the course of a pyramid. I would imagine we'll have to look at the numbers
over the pyramid.
Just chat GPT it there, get in there now.
So I'll say 25. Is that
this
right?
year alone, women are currently at 150 ACL injuries in their game.
That's nuts, though.
150
in the calendar year in women's football.
Hold on, this is their pyramid or their top division?
In women's football in this country.
So that's
obviously
the full pyramid, yeah.
Well, whatever they're playing, women's football, the guy said, look, we've had nearly 150 already this year.
Is that just pure biology?
ACL injuries. That's anterior cruciate ligaments. Well, I said to you, there's a weakness in there based on the childbirth and hips and the angle from the pelvis into the kneecap joint. And obviously, football's a game of twisting and turning and high velocity.
Someone said, why don't we let the women juice up?
Well, it's only a matter of time for the women's... It's only a matter of time, honestly. It's only a matter of time. Women's football's not going to last. It's only a matter of time for all their ACLs are blew out at this rate. There's going to be fucking none of years left to play.
Yeah, a video analysis study in English professional football found 148 consecutive ACL injuries across 11 seasons.
All right, so we've already had the same number
in one season.
Wow. So sometimes people aren't built for stuff. Sometimes people aren't built for stuff. A study of
professional men's football in Sweden, it was, so not only the UK, reported ACL injuries of 0.06 per 1,000 hours of exposure, which equates to 0.43 ACL injuries per team per season. So that's about right, what I've said before, about 6.
All right. Show business. You want a bit of show business news?
Show business. Jazz hands.
Bit of show business. I don't know whether this is... I found it a bit weird.
You've probably been AI, haven't you?
No, I haven't. I found this a bit weird. I'd seen Chris Martin. No, Cole plays Chris Martin. Not Bristol Rovers, Derby County striker Chris Martin. Cole played lead singer Chris Martin.
His new bed.
Gwyneth Paltrow's ex-husband, father of Apple.
Yeah.
All right. New bed.
Go on.
Game of Thrones.
The little one?
No, Sophie Turner out of Game of Thrones.
The redhead?
Yeah.
But don't forget...
Wasn't she getting backscuttled by the black slick back
One Direction, wasn't it?
No. What was his name?
Orlando Bloom.
He was engaged. They were married. I thought Sophie
Turner was married to from One Direction.
Wasn't One Direction. Sophie Turner. Someone's going to tell us in the chat.
And he found it weird because he's about... Must be nearly 50, Chrissy Martin. How old is he? Must be 50, 48.
Oh, yeah. He's well over us.
And she can only be in the 20s. She must be 28, 29. Or she younger than that?
She's older than that.
From the Jonas Brothers.
The Jonas Brothers. So
they look like uphill gardeners, them boys. They're good-looking lads, aren't they?
They're good-looking lads, what I mean. So from a Jonas Brother to an aging, balding, grey Chris Martin, I'm saying that he's
he still sings Coldplay songs and probably gets her old niplets.
Can't imagine him giving a good fuck.
This what the thing is. Basically, she was a fangirl years ago, and he's ended up
slotting her. She's got a little bit of look at Gwyneth. Do you reckon? A little look at Gwyneth on her.
I don't know, but she's it's
How old is she? Did it say on there?
She's significantly younger than him, isn't she?
Yeah, she's divorced from him anyway.
She actually was married and divorced.
Yeah, she's married to Joe Jonas.
She's 29.
She's
my
20.
age, same age as me.
She's 29, is she? Yeah.
So is that like me, Goose and Dakota Johnson? I'll have a go at that, to be fair.
So Chris Martin was the other one I'd seen, and then I seen a weird thing off the back of it.
Chris Martin.
I seen an interview with Erling Haaland's girlfriend Erling Haaland.
I watched the YouTube.
I watched it, boss.
Right.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Boss.
And Erling Haaland's girlfriend, I don't know whether you know this, was going out with his best mate before she got with Erling Haaland.
She's a slut.
Didn't know that.
Okay, so Erling Haaland's girlfriend was going out with his best mate.
But the worst part of it,
before she was going out with Erling Haaland. So what's happened there is she's just seen the fucking gravy train coming and just gone, right, I need to jump off this one.
But what Erling Haaland's
onto the big Erling train.
Erling Haaland's the worst person to come onto this because he's actually staring his best mate's porridge. How can you do that for the rest of your life? Knowing that your best mate's been absolutely rattled, your missus.
Yeah,
well, again, it's one of those, isn't it? Like, what's happened with the bro code there? Like, because you can't be best mates if he's tacked your bed.
Hey, this Lowe's a player, by the way.
Yeah, this the lad on loan from Stoke.
Good player.
Not bad.
Better than
But yeah, did you watch it? Is that video was good stuff there?
Yeah.
Is this when he went to the farm and all that, and he got all the meat and all that?
He drinks raw milk.
Yeah, he's a loon, which is banned in Norway, you know that?
Is it?
No, is it? Yeah.
Raw milkers?
Yeah.
Why?
Fucking hell. Is that proper Viking?
Someone was doing a thing going through the food saying he wouldn't be able to do that in Norway because banned because of this and this.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But you can have chewing tobacco under your eyelids.
I very much enjoyed that little day in the life thing. You don't know.
Yeah.
You just see him. He's just a top guy. He's a proper sound cunt. Just like a normal fella.
I didn't know he was a rapper as a kid on YouTube.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
A whapper? Was he Eminem? Was he a white whapper?
Yeah, but he's literally like...
You were talking about being in the WAP before you came on. Listen to some whappers before you came in.
It was...
Rock podcast?
It was Migos or something. The
Migos?
Yeah, Migos. Do with them. Anyway.
Darren Ferguson, Peterborough manager, been Peterborough manager on and off about 5 or 6 times. You've obviously got Darren McAntney, who is the football chairman who does his own podcast. Yeah. He's quite outspoken. Don't mind him from time to time, but he does go on as if he knows everything. And he's done well with transfers. Him and Barry Friday always traded players really well. But they've had to sack Fergie. What I didn't like was the Daily Mail headline of... It didn't say Darren Ferguson sacked as Peterborough Ross, because I think Darren's been a decent player and obviously stood on his own as a manager. Sir Alex Ferguson's son sacked
but he's always going to be known as that.
I know, but he's done enough as a manager to stand on his own. I know you've still got the Fergie link, but fucking hell, give him a bit of credit. It was a bit harsh.
You do give him a... But when your dad's Alex Ferguson, it's like... It's mad because we know Alf-Inge Haaland as being a player, obviously, but...
we wouldn't say Alf-Inge Haaland's lad.
No, we'd always say...
Erling Haaland.
Erling Haaland's dad. Because it's always the more prominent player or person. So it's say Alex Ferguson's son, Erling Haaland's dad. It's always the most prominent player, you know what I mean? I
thought it was harsh on him. I think Fergie's done enough. He's done a good job there, but obviously I think Peterborough's model of buying low and selling high has eventually caught up with them because they're in a right pickle. And again, you probably end up out the job there for 12, 18 months, and then he'll be back in doing another 3 or 4 year stint. McAntney tends to go back to him far often. Bristol was in the news this week. Not for the fact they've shipped 4 goals again. I'm not on about Bristol Rovers, who are struggling at the minute. I'm on about when I was in Bristol, I used to go running. I lived up in Clifton. I'd go running across the suspension bridge that was built by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, and I'd run into the park and had a great little circuit there. On the news the other day, there's a fella pulling a body in a suitcase along, trying to throw it off, dismember the body.
Has that been done before there though?
No, this was, he got found guilty. It's gone through the courts, but that's what it was. He got found guilty, I think, on the 24th of the 10th, so what's that, 3 or 4 days ago?
Yeah.
But he basically met this couple on some kind of uphill gardener website for mad uphill gardener stuff out of the range.
I don't know what it is.
I actually don't know the name of what it was, but it was a Colombian guy who's come to the country and obviously come in with a couple of uphill gardeners, gone in. It's when we talk about the suicidal empathy, they felt some kind of sympathy, brought him in.
Trojan horse.
Anyway, ends up having a bit of a disagreement with one of them, slots him, then his mate comes back from work, does him in. puts them in a freezer, chops them up into bits, and then takes them to the suspension bridge, and he's got them in a suitcase, even though people are like, there's all mad stuff, red stuff coming out the bottom of it, and he's only stopped from throwing the case over by a man on a bike, and he leaves the case there and just runs off. Obviously doesn't get it over, and the fella chases him on a bike, obviously gets away, and the police subsequently arrest him and turn out that he's
but have you seen the pictures of him on the holiday with the two fellas, left his arm around both of them, that you're just thinking, you know what, Trojan horse, you've let him in and he's fucking absolutely nailed the both of you.
But again, it's one of those things, isn't it, where it's like, you know, this madness of this world, where like, I'm laughing at it going, fucking hell, I used to run over that bridge 2-3 times a week, and going, imagine you just coming back from a run there and you just see some absolute barn pot from Colombia with the suitcase with all body parts in. What are you going to do?
What are you actually going to do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Trying to stuff it over the edge. Like, I must have ran across that bridge 100 times, and you see someone with the case pulling it on with all blood coming out of it, or trying to, you're like, what the fuck? How was that even happening?
You just done it like in front of everyone in the public?
Yeah.
And
actually, if you've actually been there, there's no like easy way to get there. Like, you've got to walk through like there's a kids park like within 50 yards of it. Like, it's quite an affluent area. It's like, it's just not somewhere you'd be walking around with the suitcase full of body parts.
The two fellas who we nailed, they looked like they had a few quid, didn't they? So they obviously got him over here on a ticket, and we're like, he'll be our little toy.
No, we thought he'd been. So he from what I heard, he'd flattened one of them in terms of killed them. Something had happened. The one who he was in a relationship with one of them, but not the other one, even though they were in a relationship. So some kind of weird menage a trois, whatever goes on in that world. So, you know, the consenting adults, it is what it is. So one of them's gone to work and he's ended up killing the other one that had been left in the flat. Yeah. And then he's obviously come back from work. And Conker is nowhere to be seen. So he ends up having a violent session, get after it session with the one who comes back from work, and then does him in. And then they both get put in the suitcases.
That's going to be some Netflix documentary, that, isn't it?
But no, because it'll be a white fella playing it, and it'll be two black people who are the victim of it. So that you know how it goes. Yeah, that's the fucking dance. That'll be changed by the time we get there. But again, just shows you gotta be careful. Watch, even if you're trying to do your best and bringing these people in, you don't know, what far-flung part of the world they come from.
It's that meme that where white fella getting stabbed and saying at least I'm not racist. It's true.
Yeah, there's some strange incidents going on in the world. One of the major ones, and I'm surprised I haven't seen more people talking about it. There's Bishop David Abunye is on today talking about how many Nigerian Christians are being killed week by week in Nigeria, and there's no people protesting on the streets about it. There's no high-profile Nigerian people of descent talking about it or criticising it. And yet we're seeing, because it's Christians, because it's not Jewish people, or because it's not Palestinians, or it's not Muslims that are dying, nobody really caring because it's black Christians.
This is the thing I struggle with these wars and like genocides, is how do you pick which one's worse than what, and how do you support? Just Palestine.
They're all bad. They're all fucking
horrific. It's all awful, but like, again, it's all happening up like far away, and you can appreciate that it's awful, but how can you go and protest for one and not talk about the other? It actually
because in the coffee club I go to, that's not point. I can't really point score there, or the Facebook group I'm in, unless I've got that flag in my bio. I can't really virtue single or point score in that thing.
People going to end up with about 20 flags in the bio.
What are they going to do? Because at the minute they wear them, what are the scarves called? The
keffiyeh.
The keffiyeh, and they walk around with the matcha and have a keffiyeh on. What do you do for Nigerian people? They can't post that on Instagram, can they?
No, what they do, it's called ostrich paralysis syndrome. You just stick your head in the floor and just go, it's not happening now. Yeah. They're not eating swans. They're honestly not eating swans. They're definitely not coming out of them hotels and doing anything to anybody. They're not, it's only a couple of rapes in it. It's only a couple of them. Come on, it's only a couple of kidnaps. It's only a couple of murders.
What's a few grapes a week to anyone?
Oh, come on. It's only something.
It's rough that deal.
You know what was sad? And the fella being released. Did you see the video of the daughter's dad on the internet? He posted a statement
about him being released.
About him being released, yeah. Oh, it was he's like, that's when you thought kind of it's on even more. You're thinking, he's saying his daughter's like.
Do you know what? Because there was actually a bit of a comical value about it. that he got released. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but then
like,
when you
it's
read,
actually funny, but
serious at the same
like,
time.
yeah, it's actually
when you listen to
so bad.
the young girl's dad speaking about it, it's like, no, this is fucking horrific.
Yeah, like
this is horrific.
He's raped his daughter and he's back on the streets.
Yeah,
it's like,
honestly, it was so bad.
Imagine how infuriated he'd be though. But imagine he'd got, because he's had ample opportunity to do it again. So if he's done it once and he's gone, I can't believe he's let me out. I've got to fucking make hay, yeah, because I might as well. I'm going to get slammed as soon as they figure out this mistake. We're lucky that he hasn't gone on to do anything more or anything worse than that could have happened.
He has got them grapey tendencies, we know that. So, you know,
clearly he's been here 5 minutes, he's already been calling for this. So
and if he would have been out much longer, he probably would have done it again.
Well, who knows what he's done? But why? So he's been moving around because he's been in Chelmsford and then he's at Finsbury Park or whatever. And he was spotted somewhere else. Like, he's obviously been moving around. So how many people, how many kids, how many children have been put in danger through incompetency? And also, let's be honest, he shouldn't fucking be here. Shouldn't be in here. He shouldn't be here to do these things anyway, because he's illegally entered the country. And people saying there's no such thing as an illegal immigrant, or yes, there is. That's why I've got passports and borders and countries, because we cannot just allow everybody to move wherever they want to move at all times. You're fucking idiots. Honest to God, it's fucking mind-boggling how these people... And the thing about it is, the only way they're ever going to learn is if anything happens to them or their loved ones. Now, you don't want that to happen, but that, because you'd end up in the same frame as, well, like Charlie Kirk going, well, I told you so, if you said this, and it's like, no, we don't want bad things to happen to you just to prove a point that you're living a fucking distorted version of reality. Like, you're living in Narnia. This is a nonsense world where you're bringing people in who have no cultural identity that is compatible with ours, and then you're saying to them, just behave yourself, behave like a gentleman would in the West. Like, well, we're used to fucking tackling hyenas in fucking for our dinner. What are you on about? Women, where we are, women have to be fucking locked away with fucking veils around them, or in harams where no one can get to them. The goats aren't safe where we are, so fucking you letting us out and about here, we're gonna fucking get after it double lively, which is what they do. So you can't blame a wolf for acting like a wolf. You put them people from a fucking alien culture in here where it says, as soon as you get grass on the wicket, you can have a game of cricket.
Yeah.
As soon as they hit menstruation, they are fair game. And you say to them, no, sorry, you got to wait till they're 18. And they're at the windows with fucking steam coming out their ears, locked in the migrant hotels, eating 3 meals a day with steam coming out their ears. And then, actually, to be honest, if you've seen in Ireland, they're not even locked in the hotel. They're free to roam. They're hanging around in car parks. They're hanging around everywhere. And as we're seeing, you know, you've seen a 10-year-old girl get sexually assaulted there by an illegal immigrant the other day. And how many more? What's going to have to happen? Are we going to have somebody be killed or more people be... have their lives ruined and the confidence ruined by this incredible situation we've got where we are massively putting our women and children... I can't believe that hasn't gone in. Massively putting our women and children in danger for some kind of woke virtue signalling fucking Narnia world of this diversity is our strength nonsense.
Yeah, and you're right, but I think you're right in saying we don't want it to happen, but I think it's going to take something like that to happen, like someone, I don't know, of prominence to like get their young daughter or niece or someone to something happen to them, and then
think how absurd that is that we're saying
nuts.
this.
It's absolutely
we're basically
nuts.
saying we're waiting for something mad to happen.
But that's what we're doing in a lot of stuff in the game. We're waiting for something mad to happen in women's.
Yeah, but when something mad happens, they go, no, it's not happening.
Yeah,
no,
but
never happens.
It's happening every day now.
No, every day, but to people who they don't care about. So these MPs and these, that's a great. But so until it happened to someone of prominence in this country, no one's going to give a fuck. And no one gives a fuck. So it's like, yeah, refugees welcome. No, we need to vet the refugees. I mean, people think, you know, you're all no, I don't want a Nigel Farage country. I don't want people like him. It's fine. I don't want Nigel Farage country where we're sending people who come here legitimately, we're here, contribute here, send them back. No, I don't want that. I want people to come here, contribute. We want the best of Europe coming here, of the best trades, what they've got, the best scientists, the best physicists, the best of everyone to come here and work. No matter but because that would
but they tend not to break into the country illegally, though, don't they?
But if you come over here illegally on a boat, we don't need you. You contribute nothing to our society. You contribute nothing. I know people are going to come at me and say, well, people...
They actually cost us 15.3 billion.
They cost us. Our tax money costs us. They cost us.
So the NHS would virtually be funded for all its shortfall and discrepancies if we got rid of illegal immigrants, because 15.3 billion... Well, no, the NHS might be an actual money pit. So, but I'm saying to you, its shortfall should well be covered by the 15.3 billion we're wasting currently on illegal migrants.
Or solve our current homeless with that 15
Callum Camp's on here, 3-0, cruising, change the front line, Camp's on, good player.
Still see Paul Vale nicking a goalie,
I still had a couple already.
Yeah.
Be fair, it's a good finish, Diamond.
No, you can have it, go ahead.
What are you after eating here? What's that?
It's well.
What else have I got for you? I've got Nigerian Christians I've covered. I don't know whether you've seen this. In New York, there's been a couple of issues this week.
No.
One, it looks like Zoharan Mamdani is going to be
Say his name
New
again.
York. Zoharan Mamdani.
What? Yeah. Okay.
Right, so he's obviously Muslim, it sounds like, New York mayor candidate that looks like he's going to get in. Trump called him this week, I think, the first communist mayor in New York City. So him and Trump absolutely don't like each other, and obviously Trump's got Trump Tower and a lot of property in New York, and I would imagine Trump and him are on a collision course, because he's come out and said, and again points back to this kind of anti-white racism, Hamza Yusuf and all that, going, everyone white, white. Well, this fella's come out, this Mamdani, and said he's going to tax white neighbourhoods more than he's going to tax
racist.
Everybody else.
Racism. That's racism.
The white neighbourhoods are going to pay a higher tax.
That's racism.
Now, you have to argue that the white neighbourhoods are probably nicer because they contain more white people.
No,
do you know what I mean?
What you're saying? What you're saying is there's
I guarantee you that, or in America and in these places, the higher propensity of white people, I guarantee you the higher value of property,
the less and the less crime rate.
I don't know about that, but I would imagine that'll be hand in hand with that. Yeah. But I'm saying property prices and ethnicity will probably be collaborated. Aligned together in terms of the more white people you have in the population. I would imagine in America, I'm talking about, the more property prices would be.
I can find out what, but especially New York,
and that's why Mamdani's coming out and saying, "I'll tell you what, we'll tax the white neighbourhoods because probably they're the more affluent neighbourhoods where people aspire to live and the property prices are better. So therefore, they're going to pick up the tax bill of the black and brown neighbourhoods where." Clearly, they can't raise that revenue due to how poor them communities have been maintained.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's saying the poor neighbour. If you talk about it in a disparate...
Black and Hispanic, I'm on about.
Yeah, if you talk about it in like the poor versus affluent, I can understand that. But the way, if you're going to say it's a white, almost like white neighbourhoods, yeah, that's racist. If you're going to say, okay, we can tax the rich a bit more there, I don't know. It's just. But
he said the words Mamdani used were white neighbourhoods will pay a higher tax. So that means I would imagine there'll be all different. But I'm saying he will look at them as kind of the upmarket white areas, in a Manhattan or whatever it is, as opposed to Harlem or whatever some of the kind of
well, it looks
more ethnic here, like areas are.
Or like Upper West Side of Manhattan, like 65% white residents. So it's. You still get a lot of black people in even.
But again, look, Upper East Side, 60...
Says 74% white. So, but you're still getting a lot of Hispanic and
yeah, black. But on the whole, look at all the upper class neighbourhoods there in New York. They're
Chelsea,
all predominantly white.
Yeah.
All over 50%.
East Midlands and Midtown. You're going to get Greenwich, or you're going to go all around that area.
So again, it aligns with the more white people you see, the more affluent property prices, because you see in there the more affluent places, Upper East Side, they're 76% white rather than black or non-Hispanic.
Chelsea
and again Midtown 65%. 60. So again, as I said, property prices usually in America are aligned with pro rata where the white people live. The more white as a percentage usually aligns with property prices. And again, you have to look at the reasoning for that. You have to fall on the reasoning of they don't maintain their neighbourhoods at the same level. some people will argue, well, that's systemic racism, and that's due to years and years of cultural racism in America.
I think that is probably a little bit to do with it, but it's not all to do with it.
Okay, what are you going on here? You going on the stat boy for me? This in New York? You're in?
I'm in Manhattan, yeah. So higher black proportion neighbourhoods is I've never even heard of that place.
Manhattanville.
That's only 35% white.
Yeah, Central Harlem,
30% white. So it's that you're looking north of Central Park, aren't you? So is that what he's going to do? He's going to basically tax anything south Manhattan.
He's a communist kind of leader, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. But I would imagine usually with the commies, they want to tax the middle and upper earners and make them pay for the people who are further down the chain. So be interesting to see what they do and how that works in America. But I would imagine he's going to run into some kind of opposition, because it looks like America's definitely swung back towards the Republican Party and back towards the right. Also in New York, this is going to blow your mind, so you'd have to stick with me on this. I'm dying
to go back to New York,
Anne Frank is going to be reimagined as a musical. Than the way they've seen this doing around this week.
No way.
So they're going to make Anne Frank the musical, all right, in New York. But they're reimagining it so that Anne Frank is a pansexual Latina.
That could only happen in New York, to be honest.
Who's got a non-binary lover. And she's from a neurodiverse family.
That could only happen in New York.
Anne Frank, for those who don't know, is a Dutch Jewish child who was protected by living in the attic from the Nazis, getting her and murdering her when they came through the Netherlands. She was eventually found and executed. And yet, somehow, in America, they've managed to make a play about her being a pansexual Latina who's got a non-binary lover, even though she lived in an attic or she was hiding in someone's attic, and she's from a neurodiverse family. It's just like,
who's playing Hitler?
I don't know. It could be like could be Denzel Washington or somebody.
No, it's not going to be on black.
No, it will be, because that's what they do. They're going to. Henry VIII was fucking played by a black character the other day.
No, but
I've seen not for that play. What do you think? They'll keep it a culturally correct tone for the characters in that play? Well, not for Anne Frank being a pansexual Latina.
They're going to try and cast like fucking, I don't know, Joe Rogan or someone as Hitler. Just
who knows? But the absurdity of the world we live in now. I mean, I'm not sure how you would make a great musical out of Anne Frank's struggles to survive and then ultimately perish at the hands of the Nazis. And I definitely don't know how you'd make it, given all those changes to the actual script. But anyway, maybe the reviews will come in as being quite good. I mean, the neurodiverse family would be interesting, because I suppose the Nazis were famous for hunting down neurodiverse people, weren't they?
What does neurodiverse mean? Neurodiverse?
It's like to do with...
so you'd have like...
It's hard to explain that one. It's like when you've got... It's not just like that diversity means like everything in one. Neurodiverse is like a specific kind of diversity, isn't it?
You would have... it would almost be like, where you'd have them families where the mum and dad aren't necessarily the mum and dad.
But so it's like a small kind of like... It's like a... Diversity is like a massive...
Let me just get a definition of, because what the chat's like.
It's hard to explain that one. It's not, but it is. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
So... Where's me? Why haven't I got the app here?
Flashing the article.
Go on, get it on the app.
Brain diversity.
Yeah, the people's brains working different. Don't say I'm going normal type. So people who are neurodiversity is a variation of how people think and learn the process of the word. Yeah, I forget that bit there. Is defect or disorder. So it's a difference, much like left hardness. So it's like in a workplace or a school. It's like a smaller type of it's not diversity as a whole. It's like the neurodiversity means to recognise and including people in smaller communities. So
like someone has ADHD, autism, dyslexic or something like that.
So Cambo.
Yeah, so perhaps you can be. You could be a neurodiverse.
They're recognised in like smaller communities. Okay. Like it's like a big, large community.
Cruising here, Stockport County, absolutely cruising. Somebody who is, I'm finding strange online at the minute is former MasterChef fella Greg Wallace.
I'm not. You know what? I sort of switched off on him when he started going on his big rant about not getting his Mickey out. I was like,
he does like mad poses. He's having himself as, and I know he's in decent shape for his age, but like he's going on as if he's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I'm like fucking
clobber on dancing and
yeah, he's like flexing all.
And then he's doing his cookery programs. I mean, I suppose he's not a bad chef, is he? But obviously, I don't know. Just getting really creepy vibes off him. I never used to get that when I watched MasterChef. I kind of liked him and is it John?
But they hated each other, didn't he?
Yeah, but I kind of liked they came across good characters.
I think Greg came across better than that. John came across like I'm holier than thou on MasterChef a few times for me, but.
Someone's saying Anne Frank was German. I thought Anne Frank was in Holland. Just Google that for me.
She was.
Gussie just
Listen,
checked
I've
that.
walked past her house a few times.
Is she definitely Dutch, wasn't she? Or she was in Holland. Someone's saying she was a German, yeah.
She was German.
Frank.
Yeah,
Was she?
I thought she was hot.
I thought she was Dutch.
I have no idea.
She was Dutch.
He's checking here. I don't think Gussie's right there. He's come on the chat, so you can correct him if he's right or if he's wrong.
She was German born, but she's Dutch. She lived in Holland all her life.
She was German born.
But she's not German. If you're German, she was lived in Holland all her life, but she's German born.
Yeah, she's Dutch.
Yeah, she's Dutch.
For me,
she moved to Holland when she was 4, so she's Dutch.
Well, again, yeah, it depends.
Someone saying keeps asking about Maddie McCann in court today or something. Someone claiming to be.
It's the biggest load of shit you've ever seen in your life. It's actually embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing.
Tell you what was embarrassing. Let's quickly pivot from that. I'll tell you what was embarrassing.
Everton. Beto.
You were right. You were nearly right there on both of those occasions.
Go on.
Everton getting beat 3-0 coming out the stadium, and the fan plaza is banging out all tunes. We've been beat 3-0.
Yeah.
Everton fans aren't going to be up for singing songs.
Welcome to our world.
You do it as well.
Yeah.
What?
We have
like a live singer.
We have like we've got like a little. When you walk by, it depends on where you go. You come out of Anfield, go left or right. You'd have all the hotels and all that, and they're all banging lives. I'm like, you've been fucking battered there. What happened?
Hotel Anfield.
I haven't seen it a lot,
recently.
but I mean, I've seen it a lot, but I've seen it recently. When they're banging out big tunes and that, you're thinking, maybe calm down a little bit, maybe play a little bit of fucking Deacon Blue or something, chill it out a bit, stop banging all big bouncy ones.
Get the game on after that for me.
Sorry,
then.
yeah.
Sorry, lad. It's fucking Anne Frank.
Staying at
Anne Frank's Wikipedia. The Everton Plaza was playing out all mad songs after. You got to read the room, haven't you?
Yeah,
you've been turned over.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to get away from it, and no, last thing people want to be doing is singing and dancing. Greg Wallace have talked about. I don't know whether you've seen the news that Mike Graham talk sport. Was he talk TV? Mike Graham is.
Oh yeah, he got absolutely the one who said you can grow concrete.
Yeah.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
You can't go concrete.
Yeah, he's I don't really don't like him, and I haven't liked him. He's a fucker, like horrible fucker. Dead pompous fucking.
Yeah.
Tries to fucking hit down on people all the time, and I don't know what's happened, but it looks like he's had one too many sherbet and got on the old Tinterweb and started letting his fingers fucking do a bit of
on Facebook,
a bit of action.
Well, who's done that? Who does that?
And then got up the next day. This is the key bit. Got up the next day and regretted it. And then denied.
Double down.
No, he got up the next day and didn't. He denied it was him and said he'd been hacked.
No.
Yeah.
So obviously at that point I'm like, I actually hope he has been hacked. Because if he hasn't, you've lost even more. You might as well just say, I said it, I meant it. And I believe it, I meant it. And the interesting thing is here, Mike's been giving it tight to your likes of your Tommy Robinson for years, calling them racists and everything, when there's been no, credibility of that. And actually it turns out that, if it is, turns out to be Mike and it isn't, he hasn't been hacked.
He said, he posted a picture and he said, look what we're looking at here in terms of there's too many black faces in London or something like that. I'll get up in a minute. But he said he'd been hacked, but he'd used that picture just a little bit before as well, saying I'm down in London or something, the same picture. So I was like, well, why would the hacker use that picture saying down in London and then
he's already on his phone or something,
and then delete it straight away after he's posted it? You can't get hacked. It's like, nah, you've been, mate, come on, stop it, you've been done.
So he's been sacked. Do we believe they should be sacked? He's obviously in a position where you can't say what he said or alleged to have said and, remain impartial, can you? I think there has to be a response to...
Yeah. You're right. He had no chance down there, but he's also done a tweet out saying something like, I'll be burning the house down or something with loads of like a fire like things. So I was thinking,
Yeah, I remember him having an argument with the Nico fella online who started arguing. He's not great on his feet when it goes against him, Mike, the arguments, and he eventually ends up saying,
he was talking,
what can't you grow? He says, you can grow anything. What can't you go? And the fella goes, concrete. He goes, you can't go concrete.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you can't.
Yeah, he's like, you can't go. He's like,
well, I'm just going to get rid of you now. Get off the programme.
This big eco warrior was he a joiner or something? He was saying, well,
no,
you
he's a
can't.
Carpenter,
yeah. And
oh,
like,
you chop down trees?
Yeah.
Oh, well, growing trees, like, it's sustainable. You can regrow the trees. Oh, you can grow concrete.
Anything. You can't grow concrete.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
The best thing about it is the lad doesn't say anything to him. Well, that was like me on that Piers Morgan thing when I'm just sitting there listening to them argue, just smirk, thinking, "Me work here is done. It's done."
You need to watch that back. You know?
Case in point. Well, I actually weirdly this afternoon I ended up watching the trigonometry thing I done with Francis because they were on Rogan and Francis and Constantine were on Rogan again. Again. So they're flying on there. So I end up going back and watching ours just to see what was said for posterity. So it's interesting going back and watching old interviews, and now the narrative's changed and it's changing weekly, but obviously how it's changed in the last few years. But thankfully we are seeing with the, I don't know whether you've seen it last week, there was a thing of they're not going to prosecute now due to the good work of the Free Speech Union and Lord Toby Young, hate crimes.
Yeah.
And now no longer policing. So the Graham Linehan thing, which was obviously NFA'd, no further action, they're now saying they're not going to prosecute them. And I'm like, well, a week tomorrow, I'm in the Crown Court in Liverpool for what is essentially the same thing.
I was thinking that, what does that do for?
I don't know.
Let's not talk about.
I know we can't talk about it.
We'll figure it out, won't we? We'll figure it out. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. We've got a full scrap with
that no more, and you're actually up for it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, won't we? I'm actually at the point now where it's been rumbling on. I can't wait to get in there and get it over and done with. It's not something that I lose 1 ounce of sleep about. Literally cannot wait to see the answers to some of the questions that will be posed because people who are clearly at the nonsense pot of the year have found themselves in a right pickle, because don't forget it was us who elected to take it to the Crown Court.
Yeah, but let's not speak about that until it's done.
Yeah, don't want to get myself in even further pickle.
Definitely not.
Because the others done enough speaking.
When is Joey going to go on the Lotus Seated podcast? That's Carl Benjamin and them lads, isn't it?
I've not seen that.
Connor Tomlinson, is it?
I've not seen that.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good lads. I will get on there. There's a few people fired into me to go on their podcast, which I'm obviously going to cross-pollinate when we get to our new studio. We've got obviously the court case next week, so it won't be here.
This could be our...
Next Monday will be our last show, and then obviously...
This might be our last show.
Oh, it could be, yeah.
No, maybe our last MNF. We might have to.
Friday.
We've got Friday. We've got with the full English on Friday.
This is our last month. This is our last Monday night show.
Yeah, we're moving a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but moving to a new studio.
Yeah, no, tell you where it is. No.
Oh, fucking hell. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No, not yet. Is that what they're saying? Tell us where it is.
No. But just don't. I thought I might slip up and say don't.
No.
It's a very nice place.
We would, I think, in terms of the next few weeks, certainly try and get in on the Monday. It'd be nice to finish the show off. I don't think we can. I know, but it would be nice to. If we can't, we can't. Yeah. We're in the new place. But if not, we will be live somewhere. Yeah, it's because it's Everton Sunderland, and I can't wait to watch it. Everton Sunderland, it's tough. At Sunderland, tough game for us. That it is. Moyes has been the manager at Sunderland, though, hasn't he? In the past, I thought they were shooed in to go down. Sunderland. I thought Sunderland, Burnley, and Leeds will all go down. I thought they'd bought so many players. Well, I think there's too many Premier League sides that have got bloated and complacent and got away with murder for a while, and it looks like this year a couple of them maybe will drop out of the division, which I think will be good for the league, for a few of the newly promoted sides to stay up. I think it's better for the competition. Do you think the next season it'll just be the disparity will be massive? No, I think then what you'll get in the Championship is more people gambling, going, fucking hell, do you know what? If you get up, you can fucking stay up. You know, for years, if you've got up, there's been a huge chasm, and it's been tricky to stay up unless you spend more again. And some people have gambled and got it right. Some people have obviously not and suffered the consequences of that. But I look at it now and I think you know, if you can see 2 of the promoted sides this year stay up after 6 out of 6 of the last 2 years have gone down, I think that sides or people thinking about investing in a Sheffield Wednesday, you know, that type of team that's just coming out of administration, will certainly become a lot more attractive, because, you know, the ultimate goal for anybody is to get in the Premier League. But also the main thing is Brighton and Brentford have shown, if you can stay there for a couple of years and solidify yourself, you've got a chance of making a phenomenal football club, regardless of your tradition, regardless of your history, or maybe even regardless of the, you know, the size of your crowd you can draw.
Yeah, I think you're right in terms of Sheffield Wednesday, because they're a big club.
Huge.
So they, not one of them sleeping giants, I wouldn't say that, but I mean, they're a very big club.
Chef Wednesday are sleeping giants. If someone got that right and plugged, don't forget, they're getting 30-odd thousand in League One for years. Like, someone gets that right, you're talking about Bournemouth getting 9,000 fans here.
I know, you're right.
Do you know what I mean? Bournemouth Stadium holds less than 10,000. Like, do you know what I mean? Someone get Chef Wed right. Bradford get fucking 18,000 every week in fucking League Two. They're on League One now, but like, that's what they were pulling. Wed
right, they've got a. They're a Leeds for me. They're a Premier League team.
Oh yeah, they're a big northern traditional football powerhouse. You know, Sheffield was one of the first football teams ever, wasn't it? No, it wasn't Wednesday, but the Sheffield team, it going back into the 18.
Wasn't it?
18 Sheffield FC is the oldest team ever. Go in, just Google it. You've got Google there, man. It keeps saying to me.
Was it Preston North End?
Preston, but Sheffield FC are the oldest team in history, aren't they? It's not Sheffield Wednesday or Sheffield United, but in the world is Sheffield FC.
I didn't know that. I thought it was Preston North End.
Well, there's a lot that you don't know, Skid Mark, isn't there? Oh, look, and you haven't even bought the fucking top ChatGPT.
I paid 20 quid a month for this.
Go on Google. Any guests? Yeah, we've got loads of guests booked in. Who have you confirmed for sure? We've got Charlie Veach definitely confirmed.
Charlie Veach.
We've got David Icke confirmed. We've got Ant Middleton confirming or waiting on Ant to confirm.
It's confirmed. We're just waiting to book a date in.
I'm open to get Tommy Robinson on. What do you think? Should we get Tommy on? Should we reach out to Tommy? I'm trying to think who else. There's a few other people I've seen having it. Raj Mia, who's having it on the grooming gang scandal and the
what
old
about you've just reached out to young Bob, haven't you?
Young Bob, I reached out to on Twitter today. See if he fancies it. But I'm now at the point where I think once we move into a new studio, let's get into some nitty gritty. I'd also like to debate some people on the opposite side of it. You know, Alistair Campbell I've given to in the past type, but I know Al, if he fancies getting on. Obviously, the Lineker, if any of them shitbags fancy it, but I doubt they will. But again, anyone on the left who doesn't agree with us, fancies coming on and having it, obviously don't be getting into me and tweeting me if you've got like 4 people who follow you and 3 of them are your fucking family. Like, at least you've got to have some skin in the game, a bit of credit in the game. You know, if you're going to come in and give it to Barry McGuigan and try and debate us on a few different things, then at least make sure, you know, for the millions of people and the hundreds of thousands of people that follow us across all different platforms, make sure you've got at least some fucking kind of following behind you. Because it's got to be worth me to convert your fans as you get the opportunity to convert some of my fans.
There's a few shouts for to get Bonnie Blue on.
Bonnie Blue, fucking hell, yeah.
She can start. She can give Liverpool some tips on the defence.
Katie Hopkins we've spoke about, because Katie, but we're talking about doing maybe a live show with Katie. That might be an option to do, because she's obviously mad busy. Carl Frotch, we've spoken about. Hopefully he mans up Frotch and grows a little bit more courage and as the plums to come on and do it. He might want to come to Liverpool now since he's called out Darren Tillow. Do you know what I mean? You got to be careful,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
To be fair,
got to be careful.
Didn't Michael Richards say that?
Stan Collymore at Napoli. I've Stan on. Andrew Tate. I've spoke to Tristan Tate. I've back and forth with him a couple of times about maybe getting them on. But again, I don't know whether they can come to the UK or how we put that into motion.
I think it's got to be a live, like face-to-face one. Do you
know what I'd love to get on? Chris Eubank.
Oh, he'd be
the dad.
I'd
love to get the dad on. And don't forget, we've had a few ding-dongs, me and him, over the past. Remember on TalkSport?
No.
Oh, me and Chris have had, when he came on TalkSport, when I was on there with Alan Brazil.
No way.
And it got cut. You have to get the interview up, but it got cut off. His signal went, and obviously we were having a bit of a back and forth, and it got cut off.
What was he saying?
I can't even remember what we were discussing over. It was some kind of someone's boxing performance or something like that. And
someone saying Letitia.
He was going on, but he was getting quite irate, and then it went down. It sounded like he put the phone down on us, but I don't think he did. I think that the signal went. But obviously made for better radio. I was like, fucking hell, he's not driving the studio here. That's fucking push Brazil in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to speak to him. Obviously, the Conor Ben and Eubank because I used to love Chris Eubank's one of my first heroes as a kid. Watching ITV, watching those fights.
Eubank Ben that was like
with Michael Watson, watching those fights with Nigel Benn, watching those fights with Steve Collins, and obviously, you know, the fact that he was a mad character who wore mad suits and a monocle, and you know, he was a fascinating character. And then I remember being I remember going to watch the Jules Holland with a pal of mine who looks after some musicians and film stars. And it was Jack White who was playing in there because he manages Jack White. And we were in the Dorchester after Jules Holland having a couple of drinks in the bar. And Chris Eubank Sr. was sitting on the end of the bar on his own, obviously dressed to the nines.
As he does.
So no one, they're not on him, they're Americans. Jack White's obviously fucking from, is it Nashville or something? Is he Nashville? Or he's from somewhere in America. I'm sure he's like Nashville or something. And obviously my mate Ian's from LA. He's from Portland, but I think from LA, lives in LA. And so they had no clue Chris Eubank was. But obviously I was on him. Yeah. So I'm like, oh hell, like I've been hanging around with Jack White. I've been to Jules Holland all day, been talking to celebs all day. It's like 10, 12 o'clock at night or whatever. So I thought I'll go over and talk to Chris. Anyway, he's got no clue I am, but I'm just talking to him. And he's just the most aloof person you've ever met in your life anyway. Just kind of fobs me off, and I've gone back down and like, obviously just said, oh yeah, I was talking to him for like a millisecond. And then about a year later, they have the ding dong with him on TalkSport. So I've always wanted to sit with him to say, you didn't know, I don't think he had the clue why he was. And obviously his behaviour, the way he behaves, he's that character. He plays that character, but I don't actually think the person behind that, I don't think that's him. I think that's a character, the posh voice. I don't think. Have you not heard him when he goes into? Have you not heard him when he flips into speaking like a Jamaican?
Oh, it's brilliant.
So do you know what I mean? Like this is why I want to get him on, because I think I've obviously idolised him as a kid growing up in terms of he was a fucking warrior, a boxer, and he was always on ITV then. He was on terrestrial TV, and also he's played this mad character in public, and it'd be interesting to see, you know, get behind that to see what if he actually is that way or if that's an act or a kind of caricature that he plays.
I think you wouldn't get it out of him. I think he's that good
at
it.
I think if I sit in a room with you and the cameras are rolling, I don't know, I have to disagree with you. I would one day hope the opportunity to do that. So if anyone's out there who knows Chris Eubank Sr., try and let him know. I'm trying to do a podcast with him. I want to get John.
So can Simon Jordan do it?
He might do. I think he might do.
I think he's like...
you want to do is, you'd want you to do is more than...
Has he got a podcast?
He's got that,
Yeah, I'd do it the other way. I think me and him would work better if we'd done it our way, unedited. I think if he wanted to edit and polish it, I don't think I wouldn't do it that way. I'd rather do it with him completely unscripted and completely unedited.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can properly have it with him, I think.
Yeah, you know what? I'd really want to get John Barnes on.
They're going to be good, yeah. I'll have to...
I think I'd really want to get... Because I think he's suffered... I mean, today's racism is fucking absolutely nothing compared to what his era went through. Yeah,
well, you know, Barnes was the famous picture where he was dancing around the bananas, wasn't he?
That
he was throwing bananas at him.
I want to know his opinion on what today's, you know, black fatigue, as it's being called, where everyone's playing the race card, and what he actually went through growing up, being a footy player and being a black kid coming through.
Yeah, and also, by the way, what's an interesting one there is... You had a player who's arguably one of the top players in the world.
For 2 years, he was.
And has just declared bankrupt last week.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
So I'm going, how do you think you'd have that now? Do you ever think Erling Haaland or Messi or Ronaldo will... I mean, I'm being kind to John Barnes, putting him in that bracket, but at one point when he scored that goal at the Maracanã and he was at Liverpool, and Liverpool were dominant, kind of 88. Barnes must have been one of the top players on the planet.
Yeah, that 88 team, and for England as well.
But then he never done anything at Italian 90, did he? Did he even go? Was he on the bench for England at Italian 90? Did he make the squad?
I can't remember. I'm sure he was in the squad.
But again, he did make the squad. I'm pretty sure he was on the bench. But I can't remember him making any impact in any games. I don't remember being struck by John Barnes. David Platt had a great tournament, scored obviously the volley against Belgium. Gaza came online there. England midfield Steve McMahon must have been in there.
Yeah, let's see. 3 appearances, no goals.
So he must have he started the group game.
He picked up a serious groin injury before the knockout rounds and missed the semi-final. So he
started against Ireland and he started against the Netherlands, but wasn't at his best. It was subbed off in both. Picked up an injury.
So that's why you didn't see him.
Missed the semi-final.
He missed it. He had an injury. But I'd put that for area. That's that era. That 89, 88 John Barnes was... You struggled to be a better player in world football.
Oh, well, again, you know, he was certainly at one point one of the top talents on
But I mean,
on the football scene.
I think he speaks. I've listened to him speak loads, and he speaks very well. He's a smart cookie, and I wanted to know about the modern day racism. What is his thoughts on it compared to like what he went
Not wasting the podcast, then let's fucking get him on. Do you know what I mean? Fucking ask him. Said you fucking going on about it.
Yeah, Joe.
Snooker Stones. Could Joey go into more detail about his sending off against Spurs in the FA Cup when City came back and won 4-3? I've always wanted to know what that was for. I got sent off there, and when the report came back through, it was for aggressively walking towards the match official.
That what it said?
I think I'm the first person to ever be sent off for that. I got sent off, and they came through. Reason for the second caution was aggressively walking towards the match official. Bear in mind, it was half time, and we're both going down the tunnel at White Hart Lane, so there was kind of nowhere to go. But what had happened in that game, if you ever remember, Rob Styles with the cock eye had been caught a few months before, or a couple of weeks before, having an affair in the paper, in the News of the World or whatever. So Fowler and McManaman, who were on the bench in that game, I think they were on the bench, we were all warming up together, and they were winding him up, going like, fucking hell, she was a bit rough and all that about the bed he'd been collared, the mistress he'd been collared with. And obviously he was trying to like laugh it off, jog round and that, so they were getting it. He was looking across, and as he's looking across, I'm with them. So I was the only one starting in the game. Obviously we're starting the game, we're 2-0 down. About 3 minutes before half time, I think I win the ball on the edge of the box, but it's given us a free kick. Christian Ziege, you know, the German international with the face like a fucking clumsy beekeeper. Face like a spud gun. Face like a spud after the spud gun's been through it. He ends up whipping he had a great left peg, he's ended up whipping a free kick in the top corner. So I've given the free kick away. I got a yellow card for it because I'm arguing with the ref. And then he's bent it in the top corner. So we're 3-0 down now in the FA Cup, all right? So I'm still protesting the free kick being awarded and the yellow card I've got for it. But I'm thinking, because he's giving me a yellow card for moaning, very rarely in them days did you get a second one for dissent. Like, it was very hard to get it. It was a lot hard to get a yellow card. But anyway, I'm arguing. It's now half time. We're going off. I'm still arguing with him as we're walking down the tunnel. And because I'm arguing that much, by the time the old White Hart Lane, as you go in the dressing room there, the away dressing room's your first door on the right-hand side. The ref room's a bit further in. So as we get in there, as we're outside our door, he sent me off. So I've got the second yellow, and now I'm sent off now inside at half time. So I've gone in the dressing room. Keegan comes in, Derek Verzachary, and they're getting stuck into the team. Fucking hell, blah, blah, blah. Stupid free kick, blah. So as he's getting stuck in, he's kicking off at me because I've given the free kick away for the third goal. Doesn't know I've been sent off. So I'm taking my boots off and my shin pads and that, and my socks and that, and just throwing them one after the other onto the floor. So he's having a pop at me, Keegan, going, fucking this stupid cunt and all that. And he sees me getting undressed, and he's obviously like, what are you doing? I'm like, I've fucking been sent off. He's like, what? I'm like, fucking. So he's having a go at me for giving the free kick away and the goal away. And he doesn't know I've been sent off, but he's going nuts at me, and I'm obviously stripping off here. So he says to Faz, fucking what? He's go and find out. So Faz obviously goes out the dressing room, goes into the referee's room, comes back in. Yeah, he has been sent off. So he fucking goes even madder. Starts having a go at me now because I've been sent off. But at this point now, he's got to get the team ready. So I've just got in the showers. I remember going into the players' lounge, and we've gone out for the second half anyway. Fucking, by the time I've got showered and I'm back in the lounge, we've pulled one back. Yeah. I think John Macken or someone scored. Next minute, we fucking pulled another one back. Bosveld scores. Next minute, we scored another one, 3-3. Fucking only going to win the game 4-3 with 10 men. But I'm sitting in the lounge. I remember Jamie Redknapp was in there and a few of the Spurs players injured. So I'm inside White Hart Lane and I'm in the players' lounge and the game's on the screen. So I've gone in, and as I've got in, we've scored. So I've gone, fucking hell, all right, that's going to 3-1. All right, we've won the second half, 1-0. I'm still getting it in the neck because I've been sent off, but like the game's over at half time, 3-0 down, and I've sent off. We're down to 10. The game's over. We're out the cup. It's a replay from so we're out the cup. And the draw had been made that whoever it was playing Man United away in the next round, and at that time Man United were a good side, not like now we're the fucking crap. Although the last 3 games have been a bit better. So the draw had been done, so you already knew the winners of our tie might be the 4th round. We're playing Man United in the 5th round away. So it's like, fucking hell, our cup run. Even if whoever wins, you've got to go to Old Trafford and win to get into the 6th round. So going in the lounge, 3-1, and I think it was Redknapp I was talking to. I was like, fucking hell, all right, that's gonna that's interesting. That's gonna be a problem.
Redknapp
Just seen a bit of breaking news there. Sorry, that's what interrupted me. Redknapp I'm talking to. I go, fucking hell, 3-1. I said, that's going to take a bit of the heat off me. At least we've won the second half, 1-0. Anyway, as I'm saying that, goes to 3-2. I've gone, fucking hell, actually, fucking hell. Like, that's going to take a bit more. I'm just thinking of my own, the heat I've already had at half time. I'm getting the heat at the end of the game. Probably getting fined a couple of weeks' wages off the manager for being stupid and getting sent off. So I'm like, fucking hell, 3-2. I'm going, all right, that might only be a week's wages. He might only find me a week's wages here, Keegan, because 3-0. If it'd gone 4 or 5-0, I'm getting 2 or 3 weeks here. 3-1, I've gone, I've taken a bit of the bollocking off me. 3-2, I've gone, probably only a week's wages. Next minute, we score for 3-3. And the way Keegan was, I'm like, he'll have completely forgot as long as we win the game. Keegan, if you won, he was great. If you lost, he was a fucker. So I'm like, at 3-3, I'm like, fucking hell, probably not even going to get fined here. And actually, the lads are back in the game. Come on, hopefully we can win this game. Next minute it goes 4-3. I'm like, fuck it, definitely not getting fined here. As it was, he never fined me. We actually won the game 4-3, and I played in the second game at Old Trafford in the cup.
Yeah,
I think that was the game. I'm sure that was the game where McManaman and Gary Neville were fighting. I'm pretty sure that was the game where they kicked off and Gary Neville got sent off in the 5th round.
What did they think of Neville? Macher and Fowler?
I think he's a prick.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine. I'm putting words in the mouth, but they didn't like him. Well, they didn't like him, so I wouldn't imagine anything's changed. I feel they think. But yeah,
breaking news. He didn't last the 2-3 games I thought he would.
Well, I said to you, his communications were mental. Brendan Rodgers has resigned. Not sacked. Resigned.
He's been angling to get sacked, hasn't he? That's what.
I think he was trying to get out in the Forest. I think he was trying to get out in the Forest window.
To try and get weighed in.
So is that not got a clue back in there, you're saying?
I reckon it's a banker, you know.
Scottish football is all over the place at the minute. Rangers are a mess.
Who's
I know
Hearts still?
Hearts by 5 points.
Love that. Fucking love that.
I was saying before, it's boss for the league.
Yeah,
so when Brendan said what he said about the Honda Civic and the Ferrari, as someone who's as wily as fucking Brendan is, he knows exactly where that leads.
That leads one way. But I said 2-3 games left in him, but obviously he didn't have that much. He's gone. Ange, not got a clue.
God, imagine.
What's the odds?
He can't, if he goes back into Celtic, which, you know, he's obviously got history there where he's done well, but also I just think he needs a time out. His head must be spinning after the Forest. You know, he still feels aggrieved clearly by his comments about the Spurs job
and fucked up again. He'd never get another job again.
Can I just say, I know you're thinking on here, this ball bag league is fucking absolutely full of turnips.
Just watching it here, there was
every week there was
an exchange at the final whistle where Sturridge had to separate players.
Honest to God, they're just trying to. Someone was walking around, big alien fod, big fucking water on the brain head, fucking
swollen head.
KSI. Had a coffin. They were walking around with a coffin before. There's some tit in a suit who manages one of the teams. He's trying to put someone in a coffin. And he's trying to take wrestling and football and make it like one thing.
That's exactly the concept.
Private school, educated immigrants trying to take football and make it fucking WWF wrestling. Drop me out, you fucking imbeciles. And John Terry trying to hang around there, so there's loads of black players and they go, he can't be anything, can't say anything racist then because loads of black players on his team and all that. It's a publicity campaign. He loses my respect and credibility because he just come out and say, look, I'm not a racist, no matter how many games of 5-a-side to do with the ball bag league and fucking angry gingers on the other touchline with the fucking red tie on and a fucking a three-piece suit and a pair of red trainees, pair of red fucking crocs or red footy boots.
Haven't you got them crocs?
So imagine if you're John Terry and your team loses to angry ginge, right?
Yeah.
How can you then like have any credit? Have you got any credit in the bank? You go, lad, there's a spotty, greasy, wigged scruff from Manchester just turned your team over there with a group of fucking absolute spazzes who are playing footy. Like, what have you got to gain out of fucking the nonsense pottery? John Terry, get yourself out of there, lad.
Didn't he say he wanted to be a manager?
Yeah.
I think he will be a good manager if given the opportunity. But also, he's going about it the wrong way for me. Like, hanging around with these nuggets is not the thing for me.
There's Paddy Kenny and Leeds Sunderland hanging around together here.
Oh yeah, a fair play to them. Had to go in the boxing, didn't he? The lads, fair play to them. Stockport. Easy pickings there, I think.
3-0.
I think
fucking looked
Paul Fales was good for my 3-1.
I think they're
He's a good
a
player,
really
then.
good,
Is he a
they're
young
a
kid,
really
is
good
he?
outfit,
Is he
them
young?
Stockport. Who's this?
Low? Is he a young kid?
Oh, don't
Wasn't he
know.
on loan from Stoke? Have Stockport bought him, or is he on loan from Stoke? I thought he was a Stoke City player.
Oh, Atletico was 2-0. I had
1-2-0.
2-0s. It was like 6 ton off a fiver.
Oh, God.
And I was fucking at the bar there.
Oh, God. Yeah, you don't need that. I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover, lads. Have I missed anything, or have you got any talking points?
He's only 20.
Another thing that pissed me off, last thing I've got, it's Remembrance Sunday this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in Northern Ireland, because for some bizarre reason, the poppy sales, or in Ireland, is it? You need an EU permit to sell poppies.
It'll be in Ireland.
I've got in Northern Ireland here. I don't know why it says in Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland, that's the same. Oh, he's the same. He says the same.
I don't know.
Maybe
I've got it wrong. Maybe I've got it wrong. It just said
The
there was a
chat
guy.
might tell us.
He was a Rangers fan. I actually seen it on saying couldn't believe you needed an EU permit to sell poppies wherever he was. I presumed it was Northern Ireland, but it could have well been the Republic.
It sounds more Republic to me. Makes more sense for Republic.
Yeah, it does. Saying it out loud does make me think that, but maybe the chat will let us know. Right, Tom Aspinall. Last bit. Tom Aspinall, I have to say this, was really unlucky. Poked in the eye, double poke in the eye, and for people to be coming out and calling him out on that, saying he's quit the fight and he wasn't as going his way, I just don't believe that for 1 second. He's world champion. He's been calling out John Jones, who's the GOAT, trying to get a scrap on with him. I think the fight, he got a couple of belts on the nose early. I think the fight was warming into a great fight with Cyril Gann, and I don't see any need for Tom, who I think is possibly the heavyweight, the best in the heavyweight division. I'd like to see him fight Ngannou. I'd like to see him fight John Jones. I'd like to see him fight Alex Pereira. But apart from that, I think he would, quite easily deal with all of them. But apart from that, to call him a coward because he got poked in the eye, unless you know how that feels or what that feels like, I don't think for 1 minute that he should have any blame in that instance. Gann shouldn't have the hand open like that, and it's a foul blow, and it's not to do with Aspinall at all. So I don't see why people are even criticising Tom. Tom's a fucking great champion, and obviously a friend of the show, and won't have any bollocks off you if you want to give him any shit, mate. Just fucking send your number and I'll pass it on to him.
It's a mad idea to suggest that Tom Aspinall, UFC heavyweight, is scared of fighting.
Yeah, he's trained for 12 weeks and then gets in the first round, doesn't want to finish it.
It's no. You're talking absolute shit. He would have finished that if he could have. 100% for me.
Absolutely. And anyone saying else is talking shit, because unless you know whether you can see out your eye or not, you can't make that decision. Now, what we did see is two fingers going, one in one eye, one in the other eye. Yeah. And when it's a heavyweight champion, because Cyril Gann has been the heavyweight champion, they're just not normal fingers. They're like if King Charles stuck one of them in your eye. The old fucking walls bangers, King Charlie. Of Cyril Gann's fingers, heavyweight champion's fingers are not going to be just your normal finger. It's going to have an extra bit of fucking juice on it.
One went in fucking knuckle deep, and that wasn't the one that even hurt him the most. That was, you had blurred vision in that one, which the one went into his knuckle, and the other one was scratched his eye.
Well, the thing is as well, you have to remember Michael Bisping's walking around with a glass eye in one eye because of obviously eye pokes and scratches to the eye. The eyes are very vulnerable. You can't do any weights for your eyeball. So, you can do 6-pack and get all your muscles tuned in, but the eyes are obviously a very vulnerable part, and if you poked in them, for me, the problem should go with the guy who's had his fingers out and made the contact. It's his fault. He's in control of his body. Yet it is accidental, but again, for people to use this as a bit of a rod to beat Tom with and say he's some kind of coward, I think that's talking shit. So up the Aspinall, hope I see you back at it, Tom. And as I say, hopefully we can get you on the show soon. That's it from me, lads. I'm done here. If yous are done here,
yeah, I think we'll see you on Friday now. That's it, innit?
Well, Friday, but next Monday we will be streaming from some.
Monday we're like that only because of the change of studio. But Friday we'll be doing a full English episode 11, fucking believe it or not. And hopefully we'll have a sloth for Monday. But